definitely go. Gotta get it how you live, Everybody talking about R&B shit. I'm just talking me shit. You know what I mean? Give me that. I gave it all for fantasy. Is anybody gonna remember me? If I go tonight, I doubt the world will change. I just pray they don't forget my name. These are game rules I can't lose. When it's all said and done, will I still be cool? Spent like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000.
I don't. Oh man, I'm gonna piss off so many people.
Piss off people. We like it.
I'm opinionated on this too, so it's not a problem because I have things to say about it.
I have some female traders that I really like and care about and respect. There's like 4 of them. And I think it just bothers me that if you're a woman on Fintwit and you post a photoshopped picture or like a face-tuned picture where you look like an actual doll because you don't have any wrinkles or lines or pores or anything that even 5-year-olds have, and you post some trending ticker and it's like blank to the moon, wink face, you're gonna have 10,000 followers. And it's like, what? Why? Man. Go and take a picture next to a pool. Hashtag DWAC, looking great for the day. Like, I'm gonna whack you. Like, it frustrates me because then there's people that post out good charts, like even myself. And I'm not saying I should have more followers. Let me touch on that in a second. It's just the fact that I feel like the women that know how to trade don't post the thirst traps. So all the nerds that haven't left their basement or seen the sun in 3 weeks on Fintwit don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of horny dudes.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And some of these women, not to be rude, but like, if I saw you in the real world, if these guys saw you in the real world, they wouldn't look at you twice. Probably even once, because you definitely don't look like your pictures and you don't have spy with a money sign tattooed on your forehead. And if you do, then God bless you. I hope you're a rapper or something.
Dude, it's so like, this is actually the problem and this is like me being completely honest, like it's an actual problem because like, dude, there's people that want to like teach people and like put material out that like to help people. But like the things that get the most interactions are like, one, a dude that's role playing a guy that's on there role playing as a girl with thousands of followers, like posting somebody else's images. Like, think about how weird that is. Like, you're a dude and you're taking somebody else's Instagram pictures and posting them acting as a girl, or like you said, a girl that's just like thirst trapping for likes when they act like. Listen, we need more female traders that are like you, that are posting educational information. They're actually posting things to help. Like, you have your Discord and you're actually trying to help. Like, that's what we need. We don't need the people that are just posting things for likes.
Right.
Yeah, that gets me going because it's hard when someone like me, like me, you, Teddy, are trying to put material out that is to help people.
But we're not Anya. We don't post pictures of like our legs in front of a Twitter ticker or something like that. But if you and Teddy did, actually, I would love to see your legs.
Teddy's ass has already been on the internet.
On Twitter, Givvy. So it already is.
Somebody send that to me after hours, please.
No one send it to her.
I have that picture.
Is it your screensaver?
Oh.
It might be right here, printed out on my whiteboard.
You're staring at it right now?
Mm-hmm.
I would be, but I don't have it, so someone send it to me.
If someone's listening to this, they're gonna send it to you. Somebody has it. Like, everyone
has it. Yeah. I think if you just search Thick Teddy and then like 10K.
What was that?
I did it for 10K.
Was that for 10K? Dude, what are you gonna do for 30K?
I already have 30K.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
what the hell are you waiting for?
I kind of want to do, because I did something for 25K. I want to wait to 50K.
Oh wait, I thought you put out something for 30K.
I did 5, 10, 25.
I got it. I have the perfect idea.
What?
Shave half your head and do hashtag thick. THI.
No, he can't do that. He's already shaved his head.
I already shaved my head.
Then your hair will grow back, but you'll have like a hashtag thick Teddy.
My hair doesn't grow back
nobody
very
will
quick.
No, bro, you should get one of those. What are they called? Where they like, if you're in a frat, you like take the cow thing and get branded.
Oh, a brand?
Oh,
yeah, dude.
I would fucking die, dude. I don't want to get a burning hot metal stuck on me. That's good.
I don't think anybody wants that.
I did shirts last time.
Shirts. We go from branding to shirts. That's really
Maybe
what this is
I'll
about.
do skydiving and then be talking. I'll do like something fun, like a video while skydiving. I don't know.
Or a little Hasbulla tattoo.
I'd get that. You'd have to get one too.
You should go meet him. Go meet Hasbulla and put a sign out that
man.
says thanks for the 50.
I would
And
love to
then
meet him.
That's like you would peak.
I'd be
Dude,
starstruck.
I shared this.
Does he know that people have this obsession with him?
Oh
I think
yeah.
so. He 100%
He has
does.
to.
Yeah, I did this. I found this thing today. Somebody, Ace sent it to me. If you guys know who Ace is on Twitter, he sent it to me, and somebody submitted a picture of Hasbulla in a winter jacket in the snow into their like local newspaper. The headline said Hasbulla 7 playing in the snow, and there's another little kid under him, but an actual little kid.
Have you guys watched The Day in Hasbulla's Life on YouTube?
I've never seen
I don't
anything
think so.
that he has published.
This kid has this
Wow,
man
that's depressing.
has like a little bed and a little it's so fucking
Oh yeah, dude.
he's got like a little bowl of cereal that he's eating.
He has a pet monkey too, dude. He has like a
I
monkey,
know.
and
This video looks like it was like made by like a billionaire though. Like it is so beautifully shot. I need to find it.
It probably
and I'll send it to you
was.
guys. It was fucking beautiful. Like they had his entire pad looking absolutely dapped
A
out. It
little
was
bed.
dude, you ever see the video?
Amazing.
It's him, and they like
Oh my
made
God.
the like Russian army made like this custom like military vehicle for Hasbulla, and he's just like tearing the street up in this little ass like thing. There's like a gun mounted. There's like a gun mounted on the back.
I gotta show you guys this, bro. It has Bulla's morning routine.
Oh,
You guys have to see this, man.
I think I've seen like all the gifs on this. That's so funny.
Can you guys see my screen?
Your shit.
Look at this little man.
Oh man, dude, what a guy.
And
Oh,
then just wait. There's his couch, bro. Look how dope that is. And look at his little robe. He's got a tiny ass robe.
This is
Oh,
quality.
fully
Like,
dressed?
This wasn't cheap.
Oh,
wakes.
he's
Oh,
going at it.
wakes
Oh.
up fully dressed. He's fully
Oh,
dressed.
he's,
That's my guy, dude.
look at his little fucking kitchen.
Look at that.
It's kind of big.
Is that on the ocean?
Teddy, I think that's a regular sized kitchen.
Yeah, Teddy, that's not a mini kitchen, bro.
Little kitchen.
That's an actual kitchen, dude.
He's going at it, man. Look
There's
at
nothing
him.
that's
Teddy thinks they just made a custom. Teddy thinks they made a custom house just for him.
Hey, look at it though. This is a tiny fridge.
No, it's
not.
not.
Never
No,
mind.
it's not, bro.
Oh, he's got a knife.
Yeah,
now.
this video's made like 20 gifs.
Wait, but I really want to point out here that everything is real life sized. Nothing
Yeah,
is
no.
small.
Hey, I guess I was
How stoned were you?
You know, it was
Yeah,
Saturday
this might-
night, so
Yeah, dude. Saturday night was.
dude, last Saturday night was nuts.
I was at war on Twitter, and you were nowhere to be found. Like I was at
Yeah.
war.
I didn't know where I was either, so
That's funny.
it was
Math adds up.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
I'm going to see my best friend later. I haven't seen her in about a month, and we usually partake in some activities and then watch funny things. So I will make sure this is top of the list.
Hasbulla
better-
I've
videos.
never- Yeah, I've never seen any of them.
You better
Oh.
partake in the Thick Teddy Saturday night routine of tweeting all of your thoughts after you partake in fun activities.
I did that yesterday, 2 days ago, and I had a mental breakdown about colors, and I don't know if I can do it again because
Yeah,
the
we need to talk
responses
about that. I'm
then-
offended.
I'm sorry.
I'm colorblind.
I'm sorry. It wasn't meant to.
It's
It
okay,
wasn't
I'm
meant
just
to
joking.
discriminate against you.
No,
I
I've
know.
thought so many
I don't
times
give a
though.
shit.
What if my green is your blue?
But
Would
we
we
both
ever
call
know?
them green. We will.
Yeah, we would
never
never
be able to
know.
talk about it. I know.
Shout out to Shinobi, who makes fun of my charts, and Shinobi has rainbow charts. I just want to point that out. Shinobi makes fun of my charts. Shinobi, your charts are rainbow. Like, why are you making fun of
He
my
said I
charts?
was mid a few weeks ago.
Mid?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
like
what it
the-
means.
That's not good. That's
It's
like
not
the
good?
worst.
I
That's
figured it was bad.
it's not a
because
compliment.
People liked it and then commented under like burn, but then
Like
I
you
Googled
smoke-
it and I couldn't find anything.
You ever hear
about it.
the term like you smoke mids?
No.
Like you smoke like mid-grade weed? Like you're like you never heard that?
Oh no, but
He called you mid, dude.
Shinobi, I do not identify as a mid. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cool enough. I don't know.
That's offensive.
He said because I was
I
like,
think it's mids. Don't leave people out. It's plural.
Oh, yeah,
Mids.
Not
true. It
mid.
is mids.
Mids.
Yeah, it's mids.
None of us are mids.
Smoke
We're all
mids.
highs. We're not mids. How's your trading been, Givvy?
It's been not bad. Oh wait, can I
Is
push
it
back on
Givvy
something?
or Jivvy?
Yeah, it's Givvy.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Givvy would be too much like peanut butter.
I also just don't like it. I just want to touch back on something that I like briefly brought up. My ADD sometimes does manage to circle back, and this is one of those times. I think I know my follower number, like in the ballpark range. This is when I said I don't care about how many followers I have, because it's more interesting to me when people unfollow me, and like the correlation between if I post some random ticker to the moon and then I get 100 new followers or something like that. But then I'll post a chart of Bitcoin going down, which, okay, it ends up doing. I lose followers because of that. So it's just interesting to see. This goes back to, I think, content versus actual content on Twitter is what people like. It's almost like hopium is the only thing that draws individuals.
Yeah. And
Like
positive
the second you're a bear or say anything real life world, or like you're not all into AMC, people drop off like flies. And that to me is fascinating, because I think it shines a light and really just shows what our society like kind of is.
Real trading isn't popular on Fintwit anymore. Like
No.
real
It used to be.
stuff. Yeah, it used to be, but now it's like the only thing people like are just like you said, hopium type shit, where it's, like this is gonna go to 100. Everyone jump in when it's a $10 stock or $5 stock. Go into 20.
Right.
I have a strong opinion on that too. I think it's one of those things like eventually at some point people kind of maybe start to figure it out, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like they might flip the switch of like and start catering towards more of like the actual education part, and not just like they want to see a huge P&L every day or whatever it may be. Or like we said, some fake girl posting stuff. But I think it's like our like duty to like try to change that.
Yeah,
like it doesn't.
I try.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets frustrating after a while.
It
absolutely is frustrating. Like I could post a thread, I could post something that's like there to help people. Honestly, I genuinely don't care about like the likes and stuff, but it can get discouraging when you see the most random shit that somebody posts is like blowing up, and it's so dumb.
If I was back in college, my senior year, I had to take some stupid class, and for me, it wasn't psychology. It begins with an A. Help me.
Advertising.
No, maybe it was psych.
Jim?
It might have been psych, but we had to do some sort of project on observing a specific community for a week, and then writing a report about it. And if I could go back in time,
Anthropology.
Right now, and thank you, it was anthropology. I would absolutely do it on the community of Fintwit and how certain content dictates likes, certain content like leaves followers, and it's just I really think that could be attributed to a very interesting social study.
I think that would be super cool, seeing how you could grow an account tweeting a certain way versus tweeting like YOLO GME, haha, like that kind of shit would grow so much quicker than someone who's actually trying to help.
8,000%. Like, I mean, you could. I have nothing against anybody ever. I've said this 100 times. I have absolutely nothing against people that will post like a dollar amount or anything like that. But like that's the kind of stuff that like gets interactions a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And that's why I threw it on the top of my last thread that I did, because I was like, I think there's going to be a lot in here that can help people, but unless there's not a big number or something in front, they're not going to look at it.
Oh, the thread you just did? I didn't even see that at the top.
The only reason I put my P&L in the first thing was because I thought that retail traders or people that only pay attention to big number things will be like, oh, well, this person made this much, so like obviously I should read it. It's like
that thread blew up.
They should exactly, but it got noticed, I think, a lot in part because of what my P&L was.
I honest to God didn't
show that.
Yeah, I didn't even know you did that.
I think but that's because you weren't looking. Like you weren't looking for it.
Yeah, I guess, but like I know you like tagged me in the thread, and like I read the thread and retweeted and everything, but I don't know, I just must have missed that. But yeah, I saw the thread blew up.
That's just me getting some of the attention because of that, and then people actually realizing, oh, there's some good materials in here. But I think that showing my P&L to draw people in just goes back to that. Well, people only read things that are, you know,
I'm looking at it now.
It's just like a form of clickbait
or something. Exactly. Like we're all going to make it, or like this is going to the moon, which is awesome because I already have it. So it's that hopium thing.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It really
anyways,
is.
That's my spiel. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
No,
now.
we're both.
Or should I say thanks for coming to my TED talk? Get it?
That's what I say.
Oh, that was awful. I'm sorry.
No, that was a good dad joke.
Yeah, they're my specialty.
Givvy cracking them over here.
I do that a lot. I am the funniest person I think ever, which makes sense because usually only I laugh at my jokes. So
that's good. That's a good way to live life. Thinking you're the funniest.
How go ahead.
So back to trading. I was gonna.
Yeah, how's your trading?
It's going really well, actually. Ever since I left stocks, to be honest, I feel like I'm more consistent
with crypto.
Yeah, definitely.
That's something That's something I want to ask because, like, I'll admit I know absolutely nothing, basically zero about crypto.
Okay.
So this is like a really interesting question that I like, since I'm so technical of a trader. Like, do you think technicals play out better on crypto?
Yes. So absolutely. I was very successful in small cap trading to a point. I was a very good momentum trader. I still am if I like try to be, but there were too many head games involved with it. So where I saw something was, loading up in a 15-minute demand zone after this big rally and it's going to go up again, technically that would make sense if you take out the market maker that just needs to generate volume and, the pump and dumping and all of the manipulations. A lot of it isn't present in crypto. So I can use on smaller time frames my momentum trading skills that I developed, over the last year and a half. And there isn't a pump and dumper waiting at like the mental block of $9 to then sell the entire float. And then we're all done. Like there's a greater chance that the actual technicals are going to play out. And for me, that was really helpful because I think it wasn't until I realized how big of a play the market maker had in what happened to price before I realized the traditional momentum, like if you do everything right, you can still lose a lot most of the time, unless you also know the rigs and the mind games. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have the mental capacity to do that on top of also having a job. Like if trading was full-time, definitely. But
you're an attorney too, right?
So I needed to save some brain power for like the other things I had going on during the day and trying to figure out, who hurt this guy in his early career or in his childhood to then make him be this evil market maker who's going to pull the rug at like $3. Like I just didn't feel like doing that.
Yeah, I think, man, it's so funny because Teddy and I talk about this, about like how we've like really shifted to options on especially like large caps because you can't really manipulate a large cap. Like you just really can't.
You don't think?
A large cap? I mean, you can. It depends. Like I was talking about this today with somebody that's like pushing a specific strike and pushing a premium and pushing specifics of something like that. They can. But I think overall, like technicals play out so much better. You're not going to get somebody on Twitter that tweets a large cap and it just runs and then completely shits the bed. But like,
it still has the personality due to like the market maker, but it doesn't have like the risk of like a Twitter person like pumping the shit out of it because the float is so much harder to move. But yeah, like I definitely know that there's people who manipulate options, specific contracts, just like you were saying.
Oh,
but
dude, that's a problem.
There's some bad ones.
That's actually a big problem.
I would agree with all of that.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
I was thinking more when I say manipulation. I wasn't even thinking about the. Oh man, you want to hear me rant? We can talk about that. But I was thinking more along the lines of like the market makers that make sure a bunch of, I don't know, $25 on the nose contracts, calls that expire on Friday are going to make sure they expire worthless.
Yeah.
That
like
happens that's what I'm talking about.
That's
more
bigger
along
picture.
Lines of, right. Other than some like little guy in his mom's basement that makes thousands of dollars on subscribers pushing some low float option that, just is basically acts like a pump and dump low float small cap.
There's a lot of people who are opening option rooms that just fucking alert, and then all of a sudden option went 150% for no reason because they alert these far out of the money ones, and then all of a sudden it's a 5 cents goes to 10 cents, and 100% for me, and then sell India. But it's such bullshit.
Them tweeting it wasn't financial advice for anybody to buy it, so they're not liable.
Yeah,
I watched this happen last week. I forget what it was on. I think it was on SoFi. It was like a so far out of the money contract at like 2 cents. The thing went to like 40 cents.
Yeah.
Wow.
It fucking happens, man.
Like, I'm like, dude, it's so obvious. Like, you can see it.
And you can also tell, like, sometimes the stock will move in the same direction as the contracts, but the contracts are moving at such a higher, like, exponential rate than what it should be, that it's so obvious what's going on. Sometimes I'll be in, like, this happens all the time with Lucid out of the money calls. I'm not sure who the hell likes Lucid, but Lucid out of the money calls, I watch them. It'll be like 10 cents, and then all of a sudden it'll be 30 cents, and the stock moved like 20 cents. I'm like, this makes no sense. You know who it is?
Yep. I know it's a group of different people. Somebody
likes Lucid a lot because I see them, bro. They're always twos. They're always like, if it's a 42 call or a 44 call, it's always these like multiple of twos. So I know it's the same person.
I'll play it, dude. And
see, this mental warfare is what I don't have in crypto.
That's nice. Like, that's super nice.
I mean, it does exist to some extent. Like, there are scams and shit coins and things like that, but it's so much easier to spot. And so much, in my opinion, more out in the open than.
Haven't there been cryptos that just completely go away? Like, they like take everyone's money and then they just leave?
Probably
that Squid Game coin or whatever it was.
Was that what it was?
I've seen that a lot more in the NFT world, which is why I don't get into them.
Did that happen with Zach Morris?
I don't know.
His NFT went away. I'm pretty sure they disappeared.
I have him muted on Twitter, but that math would check out with the whole brand, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So you don't want to start an NFT project with me and Teddy, is what you're saying?
I mean,
think about it.
Yeah, just think on it.
Scenes. I'll help you legally, but I not really. I don't understand the NFT.
How is it being an attorney and a trader?
That's a loaded question. It's hard. Obviously, in the fact that I'm working a lot during the day, and now that I'm not working for somebody else, it's not as hard because my time is my time and I'm not already billing for it, so I can kind of work around my own schedule. But when I was in the office, I want to say like about 4 months ago, I was like very much in there at 8 a.m., wasn't leaving till 7. And I was trying to work all of these hours and, work on something that's due to be filed tomorrow morning. But also, oh my God, there's this low float stock that I just saw somebody tweet and I have to go get it. And then I have to short it. And then I have to watch what happens. Like, that was mentally exhausting. But that's just me also, because when I get into something, I get into something 150%. So I can't half-ass either of them. It's not my nature, which ended up in me getting really burned out. So it's doable if you have the capacity to set barriers for yourself and only trade at this certain time or this certain time, and then do real work the other portions of the day. But I know myself, and I'm not disciplined that way. I couldn't do it. Kudos to you if you can. I'm just not that person. It's getting better because I am now working for myself, so my time is a lot more flexible. But it was hard, and that's why crypto also was appealing, because it's 24/7. So the markets don't close at 4:30, which is also around the time when courts close. And like, that sucked. Trading power hour was awful when I had to have a lot of, things filed by 4 p.m. because that's when courts close. So I can go home and get ready for bed, or, go out to dinner and then get home and check. And Twitter, not Twitter. Wow. Crypto is still active. The market doesn't close. So it was just a lot easier when you work a full-time job.
Are there like hot periods of the day for crypto? Like, do they have like a times where it like inflow is more?
I can't figure it out yet. There are people that talk about it a lot, and it's because it is 24/7. The different countries and the different time zones all open at different times. So like, I think it's when Asia opens on Sundays or like right before the week starts. That affects things because it's a whole other group that's now, the week has started and everything.
It's like an open kind of.
Yeah, kind of. The most I've ever experienced a loss has been when I'm asleep. So I don't overnight things anymore because, again, that might be China related, just another time zone, or I just suck at overnight trading lately, which is definitely possible. So I don't know. I haven't looked into it as much. I'm sure there is, but I kind of just play what's in front of me when I'm awake and call it at that.
This is a question I had. What are you like? So what do you use to find these like altcoins and all this stuff? Like, what are you using specifically?
Yeah, so there's three major apps that I've found people use: Coinbase, Binance, and KuCoin. Well, those are the I've had experience with, and I know that Coinbase and Binance are two very popular ones, and they all have watch lists, and they kind of, I mean, you can separate them like anything. I could separate the first 20 tickers in crypto by volume, so I could see the biggest ones out there. And then over time, you notice that the top 10 or the top 20 are kind of always the same.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just have a set watch list of about 15 coins that I'm familiar with, the price. I know where it's at. If I see something is at a particular price, I don't have to have an alert set. I can kind of look at it. And because there's so few that I watch, I can say, oh my God, that's down a lot. Like, I either need to go see why it crashed and keep shorting it to the ground, or nothing has happened. Somebody just sold a lot. Nothing's changed by the coin. So I just have a watch list of 10 that I really like. And there's always moves to be made. And crypto's so volatile that there's always something.
It's kind of like option trading, where you just have a watch list of stuff you just know the personality of.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of them behave similarly because volatility is so bad in crypto. Like, if something shoots up, it's more likely going to shoot down exactly the same way shortly thereafter. Or things get in super big bullish trends, and then there's super, 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 super bear trends. So it's just a lot more active.
Do you have any crypto that you're like long on, like as
SHIB.
in like you'd hold?
No. Yes, Bitcoin. Solely Bitcoin. If one of my favorite traders, I'm in a Discord with her. Her name's Eve. I don't know what her Twitter is. She says, and I completely agree with her, that if she was to get hit by a bus today, wake up in a coma in 10 years and only be able to hold one crypto, the only one we wouldn't be worried about is Bitcoin. And
over Ethereum?
Ethereum has really high gas prices. And I know that that's not something that bothers. I don't do things that involve crypto gas fees. I could not begin to explain them. But I do know that Ethereum's is a lot higher than most, and that is a big deterrent from what I hear people say, but okay. I haven't looked into it. I just know that, I mean, everybody knows what Bitcoin is.
Yeah.
Everybody. You can talk to a homeless guy on the street and he'll be like, oh, give me some Bitcoin, which has happened to me in Philly. And it was actually kind of scary. But you go up to the same guy and you say, hey, you heard of Solana? And he's going to say, I don't know who she is, or what restaurant is that? Like, nobody, like, it's not something that triggers the same response. Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
Where do you, do you think Bitcoin as of right now is bullish, bearish? Like, would you recommend someone, if they're looking to go long on Bitcoin, to buy now, or do you think they should wait?
I'm going to be honest and tell you, I don't know, because I'm having mixed feelings on this myself, because I do want to put some of my long-term portfolio into Bitcoin. I'm looking at it right now. I'm struggling because on the weekly, I see a head and shoulders forming, and there's a big part of me that thinks we are going to see 30,000s again before it rips. But if Elon Musk decides tomorrow to announce that Tesla's taking Bitcoin again, that very well could not happen. So fundamentally, I want to say there is going to be a larger opportunity to add more at a lower price in the future, but all of that could be changed if some big event happens that Bitcoin is now being accepted here or it's being regulated. So I think there are a lot of outside factors that could affect what's happening.
Casey's
and
Pizza.
I just don't feel comfortable.
Casey's Pizza
accepts Bitcoin.
Dude, why'd you have to bring that up? Now I want a Casey's Pizza.
I don't know. I just like talking shit.
Casey's Pizza is so good. I can't wait till I meet you. I'm seriously going to bring this up every single episode. I'm bringing like 7 pizzas on the plane.
Givvy knows that. Listen.
Wait, you guys have never met each other in person?
No.
We're way far away.
We're like 24-hour drive away from each other.
I'm in Alaska and he's in Iowa.
Oh, I knew that.
No,
That's right.
dude, why didn't you? I'm in Italy. What do you mean?
Yeah, right, bro. What ginger in the middle of it? Get out of here.
I'm in Iowa.
Yeah.
Dude, Bitcoin kind of has the 50 MA about to cross below the 200 MA. Pretty nasty.
I do see. I don't know. I want to say that I'm long-term bearish, but I also don't really believe in being perma-bear, perma-bull. So
That's true.
I don't know. It's too. I don't think anybody has 100% idea. I really don't. And people will get mad at me for saying that, but it's too unpredictable.
It's not even Bitcoin. This market, the like overall market right now of like not even crypto, like everything in general, like nobody has any clue.
It's so unpredictable.
Yeah, I love the people that we talked about this before. We're like, oh, let's start swings on Tuesday before CPI data got released, and then we got crushed. We've been crushed the last 2 days. Like, dude, what
and then
are
they
you
said,
talking about?
remove your stop losses.
Yeah, remove
Oh
your
my
stop
God,
losses,
don't get me
hold the
started.
line.
That's a
Like,
lot.
get out
They
of
don't
here.
want you to remove your stop losses.
There's
Do
so much
it.
bullshit out
No,
there
my
on Twitter.
favorite is the fact that the market rallied on the day that the inflation numbers were announced. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was
It's
no
totally
COVID market.
unpredictable.
Like so many of these people would be irrelevant.
I wouldn't be
Mhm.
trading if
True.
there was no COVID market.
Look at you now.
That's kind of a weird reality. Imagine if none of this ever happened. GameStop never
Yeah.
happened. COVID never
Crazy.
happened. There'd be we wouldn't be here talking about trading on a podcast probably.
No, we definitely wouldn't.
That's crazy.
True.
I wouldn't even think to start trading unless I was locked up in a pandemic.
That's what a lot of people just like were so bored. They were like, what can I do? And then
Imagine
they
if there was
saw-
no stimulus.
Oh shit, dude. That was
Yeah.
the stimmy money, the stimmy runs, dude. Robinhood would go nuts when they announced new stimmy news. Woo!
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if later on down the road we find out that the stimulus was actually in fact sponsored by Robinhood.
Probably.
I
Dude,
wouldn't be shocked.
speaking of Robinhood, dude, that chart kind of looks nice. But I mean, I'm
I
not a
almost-
swing trader right
I
now.
almost took puts
but-
on that today.
You what?
They announced yesterday that they were going to start trading SHIB.
I almost took puts on it today. They would have
SHIB.
paid very well.
SHIB.
And by good, I mean good to the downside.
Yeah, it makes
I
new
don't-
lows like every other day. New
Yeah,
all-time lows.
exactly. Like, and it's also testing the key level. But
Shout out
we're
to
about
Austin. This is his favorite hood.
I know he
Doesn't
talks about it.
Kathy Wood have a lot of I think she does.
Yeah,
Right?
she keeps
Yeah, but
averaging down on it, and she's
Her
getting
shit's in the
fucked.
She does.
her shit's in the basement.
Yeah,
to be
dude,
honest,
she's like the wish apes, man. She's like, it's gotta reverse eventually.
She is the glorified COVID trader.
For real.
she's saying the market. She said something like the market's been irrational because her shit's at
No,
like
it hasn't
52
been
weeks.
irrational. Yeah,
52 week
she's
lows.
just a bag holder. So Uzi, Lil Uzi, where he lives in Philly, there's an underground garage and there's only a limited amount of parking spots, and like each resident is only allowed to have one. Well, so he had 18 of them, and he had all of his cars, including this legitimate tank-sized SUV that's called like a Rhino or something, and it's bulletproof. Like the thing is huge, and I would see it every single day, and it would take up so much parking.
Lil
But
Uzi.
I saw
Lil
him
Uzi's like
one day-
5'1", getting into the Rhino.
Yeah, he's a tiny
no,
dude.
let me get there. So whenever you see him, he has at least 6 bodyguards on him. The guy stands no more than 4'10". Like, I don't think he hits the 5-foot range because I'm taller than him and I'm like 5'4". But his bodyguards are the largest individuals I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, they look like Stonehenge compared to him.
Was this?
And like,
you
even
watched
when he
The
was just like,
Bachelor with this.
wait,
man.
just listen. Even when he was like walking around in the lobby, like he would just, and there was nobody there except the doorman who was maybe 90 years old. It would be him and these like 10 massive bodyguards. Well, so one morning I didn't go to work and I walked down into the lobby because they had a Keurig, and he was just down there with his orange hair and his new face piercing, just like getting his mail. And I was like,
Yeah, wait.
yo, Lil, and this is when Foosball came out. You know that song?
No.
Mhm. I've heard
Okay,
of
well,
it.
I don't know that song either, but a lot of people do. And in my head, this was the only thing I knew about it. So I was like, hey, Uzi, foosball's pretty cool. Like me. I was like, I don't listen to that shit. He was like, hey, thanks, man. That really means a lot to me. And I'm like, you're really welcome. Like, I hope you have a great day. And he was like, yeah, you too. What's your name? I was like, oh, hey, I introduced myself. Like, I took a picture with him and everything because I was like, my brother's going to freak out. And he goes, yeah, you can call me you know, you can call me Uzi, but like my mom, she named me Samir. So like you can call me Samir. And I was like, well, that's like really touching. Okay. So I was like, dope. Like, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, let me get your phone number. And then I like,
Oh, here we go.
it was like, oh no.
Here it goes again.
Here we go.
Uzi showing you the big Uzi.
But then no, I thought so, but we ended up just texting about like fashion and stuff. And because I used to work in fashion, and so we would talk about clothes and his cars. And then like I found out he lived maybe diagonal in my building, and I like walked down there one time and like just watched some TV, and like he's just really normal and nice.
Was this
like,
pre or post forehead diamond?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
I was very
That's
upset.
cool.
I will say we've gotten out of touch. He has since changed his number, as I imagine celebrities do a lot, or he just blocked me, which is possible. So I have not been able to tell him that I think his new forehead piercing looks weird. But I have befriended Samir. He was very kind.
That's cool.
But
it's kind of sentimental
scary.
that he was like wanted to give you his real name and was like, wow, thank you. That means a lot.
I know. I was shocked. I was like, it was 9:00 in the morning. I was in a massive sweatsuit because I had just woken up and wanted coffee. And there's this very famous rapper telling me to call him by his first name and being genuinely charming. It was so strange.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. The other celeb I met that year, actually, I will say this, Andre 3000. So he was in Jason Segel's movie or documentary series thing that filmed in Philly, which is why they were all there. It was the strangest thing. Andre 3000 would walk around the city playing a wooden flute.
What?
I kid you not. Yeah, you can Google it. It was a thing. So he would just be randomly spotted out and about in Philly playing this flute.
I'm Googling it because I want to see a
You
picture
Google
of
it.
this.
Like, feel free. He has it. It was the strangest thing, and he was so kind. Like, he would just say hi to everybody, hold the door, and you could ask him about Outkast and anything, and he would just tell you. Like, he was just so incredibly nice.
That's a really cool wooden flute.
I've never
Right?
met anybody famous.
Neither
He
have
was
I.
everywhere. He was everywhere with his damn flute. It was so weird.
So,
That's cool.
So
He
Givvy
looks
is famous
super
by
cool.
association.
Yeah,
essentially.
you're way
I'm
more
like
famous than us.
I'm like a Z list, but I don't have followers, so like fame isn't real, you know.
But your famous friends
For what it's worth, that was
rub
completely
their
sarcastic.
famousness off on you.
That sounds.
I
They
just want to
can
let everyone
try,
know
but I
that she
dodged
told
it.
us something off camera that is going not anywhere near the podcast. That is the most baffling, craziest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life.
I'll
and
try and tell it. I'll try and tell it as a blind item, NT style. So there was.
I can't get over it, Givvy.
So this A-list celebrity is in one of my favorite movies, and I saw him in Philadelphia, and I told him that my plant was named after something that was in one of his movies. And it turned into us sitting down and me telling him about Philly because he was there for this docu-series, and he didn't really have any friends or know anybody. He was like, I don't know, he asked me if I wanted to hang out with him and his friends and like bring my friends, and made sure to tell me they were all like married, and like we're just looking for, I realized how much of a crazy person I sound like, but I promise you he was not trying to seduce me at the time. And he knew that I was taken and all of these things, and it was like normal. We got sushi once, and I think we walked to like Race Street Pier once, and he was just very normal. And then all of a sudden he started sexting me, like very graphic things. And then we became Snapchat friends. And you can imagine the Snapchats I got. He would
Have
always
you
preface
seen
it
the
with,
famous man's wiener?
oh man. Well, everybody has. He does a full frontal in a movie.
Oh,
Not
I've
in
seen that
person,
movie.
no.
Teddy,
But
what
I
the
think I
fuck?
just doxed that. Oh, shit.
You've seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen his full frontal on accident in a movie. It just flashes. But
Well, that's not unlike the pictures I received, along with the text that told me he wanted me to sit on his face. So,
dude, he's one of the stars in one of my favorite TV shows. It
yeah,
baffles
he's really
me. Blows me
popular.
away.
And when everybody was just going up to him, and he was always so kind, and he was never anything creepy. He was very nice. He did like the Keanu Reeves thing when he would take pictures with people. He'd make sure you could see both of his hands. So like you couldn't say that he was like groping or anything. And then out of nowhere, I get a dick pic. I was like, what? Like, no.
He went straight back to 6th grade, leading with
man.
the dick pic.
Dude,
He said all or
that was-
nothing.
That was 20. That was 2018, and I still get something along those lines every few months, and I have not responded. I'm telling you, it's because I don't fangirl. It's
He's
the secret
obsessed
to
with
getting
you.
any celeb.
Dude.
You just act uninterested.
That's funny. Like it's so funny. It says it's kind of related, but not. I got a message from a random number last night. It said, "Ibrahim, are you free to hook up tomorrow? Like we were supposed to do last month." I said, that is not me. That's so funny.
Ibrahim.
Let's talk about. I wanted to ask you about your Discord.
Sure.
That you started. Can you just kind of like give us the rundown on what it's about? That's a good transition from that to a crypto Discord.
Yeah, getting sexted by a celebrity to my Discord. I didn't feel like crypto really had a place in any of the existing. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about it. It's just.
I just got the crazy urge to ask, is it big? And I'm not gonna ask because I don't want to know. I'm sorry,
bro.
I've never seen it in person, but it sounds like you want to go watch the full frontal scene.
I'm not going to. I don't know. For some reason, I was just thinking about all those scenes I watched of him just being such a nice person in that TV show.
It's totally tainted.
He doesn't give off large wiener energy. Back to crypto. Back to crypto. Tell us about your Discord.
He's watching this.
If you're listening to this, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, we apologize for all of the outbursts about wieners.
But you did this to yourself. Anyways, moving along. I found that I didn't really feel like crypto had a place in any of the Discords. It was just the same few people would kind of go around and be Discord nomads to all of the crypto rooms. And I found myself being that. And then I was like, I don't want to do this. This is a lot of effort. I want a place that's for crypto. And I want all my friends to come and join me. And if they don't want to, they don't want to. If they do, that's awesome. And I just kind of created a space that I didn't think exists. One that is solely crypto. Because a lot of them are stocks, whether it's options or momentum trading or short trading, and then they'll have a crypto room. But I wanted more than that. So I created it, and it's been incredible. We just passed 1,000 members, and it's really positive. And I also like, honestly, having control, because I don't like a lot of the scammers and just some of the annoying people on Discord. I just now have the power to kick them.
There's a ton of annoying people.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the main things, if you're going to be disrespectful, I don't owe you anything. You didn't pay to get in my room. I didn't ask you anything to be there. So if you're going to be disrespectful and rude, I can just ban you. And it doesn't have to waste any more of my brain capacity. I really enjoy having that space.
I have a question. Do you feel like, and you might laugh, but I'm being serious. Do you feel like because we followed each other for a while now, do you feel like you're kind of like catching yourself now when you want to like say something to somebody that like comes at you? Like, do you feel like you still feel the same?
I've just kind of learned that nothing I say will change them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to say it, but you just can't fix stupid or racist or misogynistic.
Yeah.
If somebody is going to come at me because they don't like me because of something I've said, or something about me that they don't like, me coming at them isn't going to change that. And it just makes me more frustrated. So I've stopped, in the sense that I've realized it's just not worth it. And when I say it out loud, I'll even come home one day and my brother will see me and he'll be like, "Why you look so mad?" And I'm like, "Oh, because Anon's 727 with like a bush as a picture said I made this stupid trade wrong." And he's like, "Okay, and then when you say it out loud, it's like that's such a stupid thing to stress over. But it does get to me sometimes. So I will still go after people because sometimes I just want to.
I feel like it has to be hard, like being like a woman, like in the space.
Not to play that card.
No, I know you don't play the card. Like I found myself like defending you on Twitter.
I feel like it happened to me literally 3 days ago when I asked for somebody if they want to be an unpaid intern.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Went after you for that. For no fucking reason.
I had no idea that I was going to light this. That so many people had opinions about unpaid interns. I was looking. I'm still like, it just I was genuinely mad. I had to put my phone away and like do real work because
It's
I
sad,
did get
dude.
pissed off.
Like, I
It's so
guarantee
sad.
you, if
Not
it was,
everything needs to be a social war, and you are more than welcome to not comment if you disagree. Like, I didn't ask you on your opinion.
I bet, honestly, and sounds terrible, but I bet it's because, like, either one, there's people that, like, just like to fuck with you, or two, it's because you're a girl.
I genuinely think it's gonna be the second one, and I had a couple people reach out to me and tell this to me, and some of them were women, but most were guys.
I think it was because you're a girl.
It's the fact that I'm a girl and the fact that I started my own company, and that's more than 90% of Fintwit will do.
And the fact that you're like a powerful presence as a woman, it makes some people feel really, really like
I'm
threatened.
not a sheep.
Yeah.
And I don't look as me being a girl something that's going to hinder me. Whereas a lot of people on there think that girls aren't as smart because they don't make up a lot of Fintwit. So I think it pisses off quite a few guys. Like most of those people, but I'll be honest, some of them were women too. So I have no idea why that was such a divisive thing. I have had so many unpaid internships.
People like subconsciously get pissed off that you're like a strong woman in the Fintwit world, and like you're like not willing to take shit from people either, because a lot of the females on there, like they'll just like take stuff, and like they'll just like, people will like be obviously really rude to them, and like for no reason. Like I see people like, I don't know, like examples are like there are men with like aren't good at English on Fintwit and no one says anything. There's females that aren't good at English on Fintwit and people like go at them and make fun of them, and I'm just like, man, this is something that I'm noticing, but like they won't say anything and you say stuff. So I think people get like subconsciously like kind of just like upset about that you're willing to just be like, hey, no, fuck off, like don't do that, don't say that, or like you're willing to like call people out for their BS.
Yeah, and that's something I've always done. And that's another reason why I created a Discord, was because I'm not going to accept any of that in there. And you would see a lot of that in other Discords. And it's so very frustrating. And I'm not going to deal with it. I don't know, I've always been that way. I've never let the fact that I'm a girl stop me from doing anything, even if somebody's tried. And I'll be damned if Fintwit is going to succeed. It's definitely a double standard, and it is so very frustrating. Because I would be like a trailblazer or this awesome Fintwit guy if I was, but people think I'm a drama starter because I'm a girl. Whereas like if I was a guy, I would just. Whereas if I was a guy, they'd be like, "Yo, like that's awesome, man! Like you keep telling people, you keep putting them in their place." And it's me. And then with like me, it's like, well, why do you like to start drama? And I'm like, I'm not trying to start drama. You're just literally looking at somebody do something illegal. Like if I was a guy and called that out, my follower count would have raised up.
Badass.
And right now right. And right now, if I do that, people are like, you love drama too much, I'm unfollowing you. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, see ya. That's fine. I don't care.
Super annoying.
So it's definitely something that I've witnessed, and that's part of the reason why I stopped posting a lot of charts and things on Twitter. Is I don't know. I don't feel like dealing with the backlash, and I don't think the people that appreciate them are there enough. Whereas if they want to see them, they'll come into my Discord. That's fine.
What are your bread and butter setups to trade? I know that's kind of just like a 180 from what we were talking about, but
no, that's okay.
What are your favorite setups?
Yeah, wait. Before you go on, please tell people when you explain this how important supply and demand and trend lines are.
Oh my God.
Please.
I don't use anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people have fancy indicators or, swear by RSI and the golden cross of this ratio at this latitude, only on this continent at the time of day when the sun is shining. Like people have all crazy things. Whereas in my opinion, all you need to learn is where supply and demand are and how to draw trend lines. If you can do that, you're fine. Which is why I trade off. I use my iPad or I use my phone. I don't need 7 screens because I don't use anything complicated. For me, I'm going to draw a line. If the trade goes past that line, if the price goes down, okay, support broke. I'm going to short it, and I'm going to short it into the next demand zone, which most likely will correspond to a trend line that I already have drawn. So they work together. And if you can draw lines and see where, a lower high is being made, so a downtrend is starting, that's all you really need. It doesn't need to be that complicated.
It's funny because I've been on the supply and demand train for a while, but I'm like every day I'll live stream in my Discord, and like I've been showing them like how strong supply and demand and trend lines are.
Especially in small cap world and especially in small cap momentum stocks.
Yeah.
Supply and demand is huge.
I'll tweet like 4 charts a day too. Like it's supply and demand and trend lines like every day, 4 charts that we're looking at in Discord, and like I'll go over it on my streams and they're like mind blown. I'm like, yeah, guys,
it's not complicated.
Yeah, you don't need the squeeze indicator by whoever to calculate the percentage or whatever. Like you don't need that.
No, I think of supply and demand and trend lines kind of as stairs. You know, you see something is going along a trend line, it's going along stairs. Stairs are pretty linear. You know, they're not in crazy squiggly lines. Like, does that make sense? Like they're diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay, a trend line is diagonal. Somebody falls off those stairs. They break the trend line. They're going to fall until they hit the ground.
Yeah.
And for me, when a trend line breaks and something is decreasing in price, it's going to fall until it hits the ground. And the ground is the next demand area.
Yeah,
that's my bread and butter setups. Trend line breaks that go down to demand.
Supply and demand.
I've been shorting a lot lately. Like that for me has been very, very profitable.
It just opens up so much opportunity, and like I'll have people ask me like, oh, why did this move here get rejected here? I'm like, listen, let me show you, and I throw supply demand up, and it's almost majority of the time it's like picture perfect.
It is, and it's very simple. It doesn't have to get overcomplicated, where I feel like some people see supply and demand, and because it doesn't say, something like a 4-letter word, they think it's complicated, and it's just not. It's very simple.
Problem is what you run into is people doing it the wrong way. Like there was somebody there, it was like a $15 stock, and their supply zone was $3. I'm like, that don't really work. Like,
come on,
we gotta pull that back a bit. But
that would work if it was Wish.
Is that thing under $1 yet?
It's under $3 right now. But I mean, when it was back at 15, you could have been like, you would have looked like a genius if you would have said, it's going to $3.
Yeah,
I think some people did say that, and they were crucified.
Yeah, you probably would have been told to delete your account. You would have got retweeted by some large people trying to get their hordes to make fun of you.
Yeah, there's
a lot of that.
Yeah, Givvy, I got a question for you. So
hit me with it.
Crypto is mined, correct? Like people mine crypto?
Okay, so I really hope that the Twitter masses don't come at me for this, but I do not know a lot about the developmental side of crypto.
Okay.
Because I've tried, but I don't understand where it gets its value from.
And you don't really have to care either.
And that's the thing. I'm not marrying this coin. I'm just following the price action. I'm treating it like a small cap, low float stock that I think.
I always think of Minecraft. Whenever someone says Bitcoin miner, I just instantly Minecraft.
Someone just hitting rocks.
And then you Google it.
I found a Bitcoin. We're rich, Mom. No, but here's what I was getting at. We always end with some like crazy little like weird thing. If Bitcoin is mined,
here we go,
and the US dollar is paid out for doing work, aren't we all just mining US dollar all the time?
Can you say that again?
Okay, so if Bitcoin is mined, like people have to do work, or the computer has to do work, and then it gets like the Bitcoins, whatever the fuck that means. I have no idea what I'm even talking about when I say that. I don't know what mining a Bitcoin is, but okay, so whatever. The computer mines it and they get paid for doing the work in Bitcoin. Aren't we all, when we work a job, just mining US dollars at all times?
Dude, you're actually a genius. That's like the monster soup one you tweeted.
Dude, the ocean is a monster soup.
That blew my mind, bro.
It's fucking nuts. It's a bowl too. It's a fucking bowl.
I thought my brain was scary.
No, you need to turn his notifications on Saturday night. I was making a cheesesteak and then fighting with Jackie, and then I see the monster soup tweet. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
I'm just saying. But for real, like when we work a job, we're getting paid in a random shit coin called the US dollar.
But the US dollar, but the US dollar historically has been backed by gold, correct?
True.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bitcoin is not.
Yeah, but the US dollar doesn't have a finite amount. They just keep adding.
The money printer just keeps going, and we just keep printing money.
Yeah,
that's why bacon's like $7 now. But
I saw you tweeting about that. It is. It's so expensive. So is beef jerky.
Very expensive.
Dude, you know what else is expensive?
Shows our priorities here.
I bought
bacon is absurdly expensive.
Bacon is so expensive.
You guys are gonna laugh at me.
I'm waiting to
listen.
Laugh.
Okay, do you know what this is?
It looks like
it's
gum.
chew.
Yeah, no, it's chew. Like I chew because it like it's a stress reliever.
Ew.
It was like $11.
Good. Stop
No,
it.
The only thing I saw there was mouth cancer. Mouth cancer. I see mouth cancer. We can't have you get mouth cancer.
But did you see that quote unquote cannabis helps prevent COVID-19 in some forms? Did you see that?
I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Me too. I'm gonna protect myself. I
don't got a choice. Like I'm gonna have to smoke this joint. Like,
dude, I don't want COVID. I'm gonna protect myself. What the fuck?
You're under arrest now, dude. Listen.
Listen, man. I don't want COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, keep smoking your weed. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be protected from. Nah, dude, but everything is getting so expensive. I need to
gas everything.
U.S. dollars.
We should just boycott the dollar.
I'm still trying to think about your U.S. dollar question. And that goes, I'm just trying to think because I still can't think why Bitcoin is worth so much money. Like who decided it was going to be worth $45,000?
How is it worth? Like how?
I don't know.
All I thought was Bitcoin was like basically like an alternate dollar that they like
crypto's
used
scary.
On like dark web and shit.
It is scary, and that's
all of a sudden
why I won't
it's fucking
quote unquote invest.
Crypto is very.
That's why
scary.
I won't invest because it is scary, and I do think it has the. I mean, it was originally used a lot in black markets and as a money transferring system by criminals. That's how a lot of the dark web.
The hell happens when the power grid goes down?
Web things. Exactly.
Dude, and here's the other thing is who is the most powerful people in the world and what do they want? They want the dollar of their country to stay really, really strong. And what is Bitcoin? A possible alternative to that. They're going to fucking want to knock Bitcoin on its ass.
Right. So I have no idea. I don't know why Bitcoin is so expensive. And that's why sometimes I don't advise people invest in crypto. I know there's a lot of diehards that say crypto is the future, but to me it is just so scary that I don't get it.
What is Bitcoin?
The diehards that say it's the future, they all say the same thing. Like I just never hear like a real logical explanation. I don't know.
I just don't know. I don't know who went and decided it was going to be worth $50,000 one day.
How is it worth $50,000? Like, what is that? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Like, what is one Bitcoin? Like, what? Like, how is this? Like, okay,
maybe it is a simulation.
In order to buy my gram of weed, or 3.5 grams of weed, I would have had to buy like 25 Bitcoins. Now I buy like 0.0000000000001 Bitcoin. How does that work? How is that? Like a long time ago, how is that much fucking Bitcoins now worth this much Bitcoin? Like that makes no sense. How did the Bitcoin get so much fucking more expensive in like 10 years?
Bro, you know Bitcoin.
I don't get Bitcoin. What is a Bitcoin? Where do I find a Bitcoin? How do the computers just find Bitcoin out of nowhere? Where does the Bitcoin come from, dude?
It's mined, bro, just like Minecraft.
It comes from the rock. You hit it with the axe, and then you get rich. You mine it.
How does a computer just find a fucking Bitcoin? Like, it's like, all of a sudden, hey, dude, got a Bitcoin!
Dude,
like,
how do we talk on a little thing that transmits our voice? That's shit I'll never understand that.
I'm gonna stay up tonight thinking about a Bitcoin.
I barely can turn my computer on in the morning. I know nothing about technology.
What, dude?
Do you guys both sleep in tin hats? Because I feel like you should.
I probably should.
Tin hats?
Yeah.
That's the conspiracy.
Yeah, like the conspiracy theorists.
I probably should sleep in a tin hat.
I've never heard that.
Because they don't want the waves.
The radio waves. Yeah.
Oh, they can take me out.
Did you ever watch that show on HBO called Watchmen?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh, never mind.
Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
It just died. Yeah. I have. Oh, here's a story for you. I was Arya Stark one year for Halloween.
You met Jon Snow.
No, I got arrested.
He sent you a dick pic.
You got a.
No.
Did you bail yourself out?
This is the only time I've ever been arrested in my life. It was in law school, and I was Arya Stark for Halloween because I somewhat look like her. When my hair is shorter, we have similar face shapes. And it was, I walked into Ladder in Philly and I had a little stick with me that I used as my sword. And I just kept like fencing people and like hitting people. And they'd be like, who are you? And I'd be like, I'm no one. Like a girl is no one.
I thought something was wrong.
There's a good way to get arrested right there.
Like, get this weirdo out of here.
Well, right. And they'd be like, okay, well, what's your name? I'm wasted. I'm like, a girl has no name.
Yo, I got a girl with a stick in the bar. You guys gotta come get it.
Imagine how weird that would be to get hit by a stick and then they'd be like, I have no name.
And then like the asshole lawyer that I was as like a 22-year-old in law school, I'd be like, you can't arrest me. I know my rights. And then so this like big ass bouncer guy he literally came up and picked me up by my armpits and just like carried me.
They think you're homeless. They start throwing cash at you. Like, get out of here.
He was like, put your stick away when you're coming. And I was like, what? Like, get away from me.
That's my sword. That's not a stick.
You were trying to run, but he had your feet off the ground.
Yo, this isn't a stick. It's my needle and it's my sword and I have no name and I'm no one. And they were like,
that's so funny.
Get her. So they picked me up and like carried me in the bag. I wasn't. I don't do drugs. I was drinking 99 bananas.
Oh, dude. We were just talking. That's kind of a staple of our show when we have Shark on. Is the 99-cent banana, baby.
Oh my God, no, 99. Or maybe it was 99 berries. I don't know. It was one of those gasoline things.
Those are horrible, but they're so
they're disgusting, but they really do the job.
They're good.
Yeah.
You take shots of those when you want to have a bad night. And like I went into the city that night knowing I was going to hit somebody with my stick that was named Needle. Like I just knew it.
You might actually deserve some jail time after that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, that was just dumb. They locked me up in the back of the bar after carrying me in there by my armpits, and they didn't let me go for like 3 hours.
Did you get the stick back?
There's
did you
one
find
thing
Needle?
Accomplished. I did keep the stick with me at all times.
Good.
You need to hang that up on your wall now as the night that you hit people with a stick.
Well, so I actually, it's
Lil Uzi has the stick.
The next day.
Hey, you gave it to Lil Uzi while you were watching.
Uzi the other.
He raps about it. He makes a song about it.
Actually, what the song "Foosball's" about. It's about my sword somehow. I inspired him. He owes me the royalties for his entire career.
And one of the bounce men or one of the bodyguards.
Exactly.
Dude, I would totally have bodyguards if I could. That'd be awesome.
You probably could.
Fetch me.
If Gritty can have bodyguards, you can have bodyguards.
I want a bodyguard. Ant, will you be my bodyguard?
You want me to be your bodyguard?
Yeah.
Dude, what am I gonna do?
You're gonna pick them up by their armpits. If Givvy hits me with the needle, you can pick her up and put her in the back of the bar.
We need like a big ass dude who's like a really big dude. We need the mountain from Game of Thrones. That's who we need.
Oh, dude, that'd be a good bodyguard.
Yeah. Imagine, dude.
Or who was the really tall lady? Gwendolyn.
Oh, the blonde-haired chick.
Oh, dude, she's a good bodyguard. The night lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a badass.
How do you guys feel about the ending of that show?
Don't ask me.
I hate it. I don't want to talk about it.
I try to forget about it.
The first like 4 seasons were all so good. Oh my goodness. And dude, then they botched it so bad.
They just rushed it, man. They really did.
Yeah. They really fumbled the bag.
Can I do a 180 and preach something about trading?
Sure.
Go for it.
Amazing. Lately I have seen a swarm of retail traders get kind of, I don't know, bagged into this idea of paying a lot of money to learn things and they'll be profitable. But I think that A, you shouldn't pay for anything really. Everything can be found free. And B, I guess, same thing, don't pay for specific people. C is you're just not going to be a good trader if you don't actually work. I feel like a lot of people aren't putting in real hard work and looking to see, okay, well, this trend line makes up a channel and, that's the supply, that's the demand. Here's my plan. I feel like a lot of people don't actually put in the work and they think just because they pay for a month and, read somebody's shout outs or see how they trade that they're going to make a ton of money. And it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. If you pay for an alert service, which is if you are in Teddy or I's Discord, like it's all education. If you're paying for like an alert service and you're not actually dedicated to learning, there's no way you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Like I said, I get very overwhelmed with a lot of things, which is why I trade without indicators. I trade on one screen and I use supply and demand boxes and trend lines. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like for me, a trade is good enough if it breaks up or breaks down. And it really doesn't have to be more complicated. It really can be simple to be profitable. In fact, the simplicity sometimes can make people the most profitable.
Yeah, I know in real ones, there's a really, really good Momo trader, Mikey, who all he does is, he's branching out now, but he did like 5-minute flags where
I love Mikey.
His go-to. You what?
I'm actually I love him. I'm FaceTiming him this weekend.
Dude, he's so cool. His energy is my favorite. He's so like positive all the time. His 5-minute flags, though, like that's just a prime example. If you can master something, you can become rich. If you can master something, like it doesn't have to be like anything that I'm good at. It doesn't have to be anything Ant's good at or Givvy. It can be something completely different.
Anything
if you just master
you are
something.
good at.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, and just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Exactly.
Or just because, you know, this person's profitable off of this doesn't mean you are. I've tried everything, and it really took about a year for me to realize that simple bear and bull flags, when they break out or break down, that's where I make money.
Trading is like 99% psychological or like mental. It really is. Like what works for me doesn't work for you is the perfect way of putting it, because everyone like interprets the market differently. Like everyone's going to see you know, a bull flag and think of it differently, or everyone's going to see a setup and think of it differently. Like the meaning behind a cup and handle is different for everyone, because everyone subconsciously knows what it means. Like everyone subconsciously knows this just pullback is just momentary. This is only just a pullback. But
and then you see it's mind blowing. I'm interrupting you because I feel so strongly about this, because people get things. They're so wrong sometimes. Like you will have a bunch of perma bulls sit there and look at price consolidating upwards, and they're like, okay, well, it's consolidating for the next leg. And I'm like, no, that's a bear flag, and it is going to vomit. And it's
people will say curling when it's a fucking
it's not
bear
curling.
flag.
It's hit supply. It's running out. It's got to go back down to refuel into demand. Like it doesn't.
Yep. I see stuff wrong
Things can just
every day.
be simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you make a good trade and it's complicated, that's awesome. If I made a simple trade and made just as much, that's even better.
It's so
you're going to win a hell of a lot more on simple trades than you are, you know, complicated trades hitting a home run.
It's so hard for me to not call out all the BS. Like I feel like I'm so overly confident in like my TA ability, and when I see things wrong from like really big people that have huge followings, it's so hard for me to not say anything. I don't ever say anything.
All the time.
It's every day. It's so hard.
Anymore. I had to
There's
use
some
them.
busted ass fucking charts I see. Dude, it is. Some of those are fucking trash up my ass. Like, they're so fucking bad. Like when you're using a wick, it's only one wick, and it's like, this is your fucking trend line downtrend. That's a fucking candle, dude. That's a candle. You're literally
one candle.
It'll be like this angle, downtrend break. And it's like, bro, that's literally just a fucking one candle downward, and you're using the wick, and it's like the next candle is just like up. That's not a fucking downtrend break. I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm if I have to see another downtrend break that's like this. It's not a downtrend. It's a fucking candle. That's a kill candle. It's not a fucking downtrend. A downtrend is like this, where the stock has like 20 candles where it's fucking downtrending, or at least more than like 4. At least more than 4 candles downtrending.
Yep.
And I was really nervous to come on here, because I know that there are some people that are very good traders that have these super articulate and complex systems and all these rules with how they trade. And here I am saying, you know, I made a lot of money last year by drawing lines and watching trend breaks and channel.
I want your opinion on this. Personally, I think it all boils down to how much money retail might cost institutions in the end. Like, I think if retail were to like, these rooms were to make money off of institutions back,
then
like
they would care.
That they would care, and the SEC would come and fucking hit them. But I don't know if it's to that point yet. That's what I think it depends on.
It does. It depends on how many people are getting affected, because in the grand scheme of things, retail Twitter, Fintwit, retail traders as a whole, I think make up a very, very small amount of the money that flows through.
We're so small.
Stocks.
We're so
we
small.
Are so small. But it will come to a head if some very popular politician's kid is in this Discord unknowingly and gets scrapped for, I don't know, an exorbitant amount of money. It's not until either retail becomes big enough or the wrong person that has connections gets fucked with.
Or say like a single Discord causes some sort of squeeze that causes like an institution to lose as much money as Melvin Capital lost, you know, in the GME thing. If that would have happened, but it would have been a Discord doing it instead of Wall Street Bets, we have a completely different story, completely different. Like SEC would be all over this shit. I think it could come quick if some institution gets absolutely like whacked in the process of some
if the market maker somehow doesn't do his job because of a Discord or some group of pumpers that have more money,
then it's fucked.
Then it's fucked. Yeah. I just don't think it's hit the right person yet, but I do think their time is coming. I do, because it's getting more popular and it's gaining a lot more steam. And I don't know, then this is just me personally. I've noticed a couple big time traders have just disappeared.
Yeah, probably. True. I've heard some stuff behind closed doors of investigations happening on big names that I haven't seen anywhere on Twitter. So I know that there's some stuff happening.
So I think it I don't know. I mean, it's not fair to compare it to a drug ring, but it's the same kind of network.
There's a network involved 100%.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't even have non-financial advice in my bio anymore because I don't think it matters. I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just throwing charts out and saying my opinion. I'm also not charging you.
I think all this, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of it is the idea that some people are dumping into their alerts, I think could get fucked because SEC can see that. They're able to pull records and see all of that stuff. I think that's the stuff that could get a lot of people in a lot of trouble is when you're lying, I think with your buys and your sells, which sometimes I see people lying, like I won't name any names, but I see a bunch of people lying about like nibbling some here, like buying down here.
I can see that.
Sells on the tape. I have the tape. I see it. I know how much money you have. I see you selling.
Right.
Like I know exactly what's going on. So I think the SEC, if they ever were to get down to that big of a nitpicky level, they could catch a lot of people doing things extremely different than what they were doing on Discord or saying they were doing on Discord.
Definitely. But I think that goes back to the whole thing like we were saying before, who's getting hurt?
Yeah.
Who's getting hurt
retail.
And how much
no one cares about retail.
Exactly. And then I was having this conversation with one of my friends
Uzi?
because we were trying to think if somebody was to go after them. No. Oh my God, I just doxed him.
Oh, you just said his name. I'm putting that in. I'm not cutting that out.
Oh my God. Oh, Givvy.
Oh, you're fucked now.
Oh, Givvy. Whatever. You can include it. It's
no,
fine.
I'm not. I'm just kidding.
No, you can. It's fine.
No, I'm not including
I mean, he can't sue me. It all happened.
I'm not getting sued.
Yeah, you have the dick pics.
I do have one.
Flashes on the screen.
No. Oh my God.
Hey, can you send that over real quick so we can?
Is that a mushroom?
A mushroom, bro.
Oh my God, you're terrible.
Oh man.
What was I saying? Damn it.
That's funny.
You said your friend.
Thing.
You were talking.
Here's what I want to know: how are these people going to report it to the IRS? How are their tax statements going to look? Where are they going to say all this money came from?
They won't.
Well, when the IRS sees a couple $1 million unclaimed, they're going to start digging. Just
I never thought of that.
Where are they saying they got all this income from?
That's the attorney
because now, well, you asked. Now the IRS is coming. Like I sell tickets for the Flyers on StubHub, and they want to start doing an audit once you make $600. So if they're going to start auditing for $600, I am so sure that the IRS is going to care about a lot of these millions that aren't being reported by pump and numbers or Discords like scams.
Yeah, there's people who make multi-million dollars off of Discords.
Okay, SD charges $10.
Love
Fine.
SD.
That's
SD's
awesome.
a beast. I love SD.
He's putting an effort. You're giving him money for his effort. It's $10. If you're gonna bitch about $10, don't
That's
go to
me and
Starbucks.
Tony too.
So yeah, that was gonna be my next point. You know that ours are $10, right?
Okay, I didn't. Same thing.
Oh,
I just said that little spiel about SD before I knew you guys charged $10. That's fine. If somebody's gonna bitch about $10, then just don't go to Starbucks for a couple days. Like that's very different than the amount of money it takes to rent an apartment.
And the difference is like we don't need the money. We trade and make our money. We take this money because I don't have a Sunday to myself. I don't have a weeknight to myself.
This is my honest to God opinion. And if you disagree, then I don't want you to not like. I want you to be honest. For me, it was that like, because I debated it for so long. Ask Teddy. Like, Teddy's been doing it way longer than I have, and I was like, dude, I like, just didn't know. Like, I just almost couldn't bring myself to do it. And then I'm like, so if I actually want to like teach people, it's education. I'm not throwing alerts out. You see, I post a watch list on Twitter every night. I've been posting threads on Twitter. If it got to be the point where, okay, like I see all these people struggling and like I feel like I can help, and it got to the point where like I know if I make something that's free, 95% of the people that are going to be there are going to want alerts or are going to want a handout, and it's not going to be.
It happens to me all of the time.
So yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, honest to God, people will say, oh, that's bullshit. Like people, like I'm just going to have people that say that. But people that know me and people like that have been around, they know I'm doing 2 streams a day. I'm up at 6 a.m. I'm working till 11 p.m. And it's all education. That's all it, like, I don't know.
You asked for $10, and I don't think that's outlandish. I mean, I don't think that that's nuts, and I might be called a hypocrite, but I think charging $10 for an insane amount of education,
whatever it is, like for me, the reason that I went like money is I got so tired of putting in the amount of effort that I would put in, because I did like, I don't know what I did, but I did like a lot of like in-depth learning things. And I got so tired of like people like not caring about it. And I wanted people to care. And so I then just like went to the $10 a month, and everyone who's in there now cares about it. And they all are like really, really just like into the learning. Like I post education every single day. Everyone's super into it. When before it was like, I would post it on Twitter publicly.
Nobody gives a shit.
No one gave a shit. And then also there are people who would like dog me about it. Like there'd be people in my DMs like, dude, all we want is alerts, or like, dude, why don't you post like your tickers?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, man, I'm tired of this.
How ass backwards, dude.
It's so frustrating. I was getting that a lot in my Discord, because I didn't charge. Everybody's welcome, but I made it so you have to read something and click on something if you want to be able to talk in the day trading room. And that's not because I think somebody's better than another person, but it's my way of filtering out people that are only coming in there to say, what's your PT? Are you still holding? You know, what do you think about this? It's for the people that actively want to participate, because unless you go and look and like care enough to click it, I don't want you there.
You know what the funny thing about that is? I swear on everything, I have never once got in my Discord price target, are you holding this, still holding? Like never one time. Yeah. Because I
get it 4 times a day.
That's the thing, like,
and it's so frustrating. Or people will comment on a chart that I've spent a lot of time on, and they'll say, well, what do you think about this one?
They know,
like, if I wanted to fucking talk about it, I would have posted it.
They know not to ask me because it's never been about that. Like,
yeah, it's all about the learning. It's all about like becoming a trader that is possible to be profitable if you can execute the right way. It's not about what I'm holding, what I'm trading, what I'm going to trade tomorrow, or like it's all about how can you do that for yourself so I do not have to provide it for you.
Yeah,
these people need to realize if Discord or Patreon or Fintwit, if all 3 of them one day just didn't exist anymore, if you can't trade on your own, I'm sorry, but you're fucked.
Yeah, man, it's so
like these should be learning aids, not learning crutches.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like I don't know. It's way different when you put out ideas and you're like, listen, this is what I'm looking at. It's not. This is not an alert. It's up to you. I put them out on Twitter, and I put that same list that's out on Twitter in the Discord.
Yeah,
I don't alert it. It's solely there for you. If you if you choose to take advantage of it, I mean, so be it. It's
right, and this goes back to what I was talking about. You know, in the first part of this podcast, when I say that certain things get a different response and people unfollow me, I will post a chart that says why I think this is going to go down. I'll be right in like 4 hours, but
you'll
that
still
initial
get shit.
tweet I'll lose like 10 followers or something.
Yep. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's whereas like, I don't know, Anya will post a picture of her feet with, you know, money sign spy to the moon. And it confuses me.
Which is actually a dude. Think about how weird that is.
Dude, it's the toxicity of social media. If I wasn't Thick Teddy, like
some
days I really question just cutting all of it at one time, just like deleting my accounts, deleting all of Twitter, and just like living my life without it. But like
I've thought about it, but there's like quite a few people I really like.
Me too. I like all of you guys, and I also really like helping people. It's really like fulfilling. But then there's also just so much toxic shit on Twitter and so much like BS that it's just like sometimes it's like, is it worth it? Like sometimes I really question like all social medias in general, like the constant connection that we all have, if it's healthy.
I don't think it's healthy. I mean, I haven't had Instagram now for 3 years.
Instagram's horrible.
The only reason I'm on Twitter was for information. If you're going to post pictures and stuff, that's what Instagram is for. And I think that's another reason I get so frustrated with a lot of the thirsty female traders, like posting pictures of themselves with like money signs fine. It's like, go do that on Instagram. Like Twitter's word based.
That's what Instagram is made for.
Right. The best is that chick that does the AMC ape shit. Like, oh my lord.
I know she kicked me off of her spaces, but said that they had technical difficulties. I was so pissed.
Yeah, that's I got no comment for that.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
It's so brutal on Twitter. Like, people just say whatever they think they can say. Like, you won't say that in person. I know you won't, first off. And then there's just so many disrespectful people. It's a constant chime. Everyone gets like the chime on their phone and everyone looks at their phone. Like, there's just so many bad things about it. Like, good things come out of it. But there's also the good things.
But there's also the good things. Like, I want to say there's probably 20 to 30 people that I have met and become friends with and I think are genuinely good people that I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Yeah.
And
I met some good people, and then I met some good people who I thought were good at the beginning, and then turned out to be really fucking bad.
Oh yeah, there's been quite a few of those too that have been surprising. Honestly, I was quite surprised with one of them.
I've had the same exact thing where it's like, you guys are good people. You've just succumbed to the temptation of what having more followers can do. There's a lot of people who the following count as it goes up, their morals go down, which is sad.
I will not let that happen to me. I will still talk about Taylor Swift.
Same.
I don't care if I have 2 million followers someday. I will still talk about Taylor Swift, and I will still get mad if Joey from the basement says something about my chart.
I tweet the exact same as I did day one, and I will never stop tweeting the same way that I do right now. It's just how it is. I don't know. That's the real people on Twitter, like the ones who they keep the exact same energy as when they had, 1 follower to when they have 10,000 followers. There's a lot of people who it gets straight to their head. Like, our podcast will be the same no matter what. Like, it'll obviously keep getting better, but like, it's going to stay the same vibe. Like, I'm never going to be like a pretentious douchebag on here. Neither is Ant. Even if we were to be like the fucking like top, like whatever podcast, we have like 1 million views on fucking YouTube on a random video. I'm never going to be a fucking asshole. There's just people who they don't understand that, or they just don't see that and they just let it consume them.
That quote.
I've stopped listening to those podcasts because they just don't keep my interest anymore.
Yeah. That quote of money is a projection of like yourself. Like, if you have money and before you had money, you were like a generous person. You have money now, you're going to help a lot of people. If you were an asshole before you had money, you're an even bigger asshole.
Yeah.
Like, money doesn't change you. Like, it doesn't make you a better person.
Yeah, it's don't
Twitter followers. Exactly. Twitter followers, they don't make you a better person.
Exactly.
No, Twitter isn't
doesn't
real.
mean shit.
Can we get through? All right, this is the last thing I got to say. Can we stop posting can we stop posting screenshots of money that we've donated? Like, if you want to donate money, if you want
a personal experience with this,
if you want to donate money to a charity, just fucking donate the money. Stop posting
giving them money and then videoing giving them money. Like, shut the fuck up.
Stop taking a screenshot of the dollar amount you donate to a charity. Just fucking donate the money because you won.
Yeah. So when I did the charity for Gwen a couple months, back in the summer, maybe, I had a very large donation from a trader that did not want me to say so, did not want me to talk about it, didn't want the clout. And then I had a couple people that would donate and then post about it and almost make it a competition with somebody else. Be like, well, I donated this much. Can you donate? And I actually contacted them on the side and I was like, I will donate this amount of money to myself. I'm refunding it for you because that's not why I'm doing this.
Horrible.
Like, please take the clout money and go elsewhere. I will pay for it on my own.
We don't want your clout money.
I don't want it. It's dirty money. I don't want it.
Man, like, yeah, that's the like lowest of low. Like, if you've listen, and I'm not trying to cause shit or stir problems, but like, if you've done that, that's like, please don't do it again. Like, that's just for attention. You're not doing it to help.
Give me nice comments underneath. I really want the attention. That's all it is, bro. It's just some ploy to get fucking people to go, you're such a good person. You're like, oh my God.
Dude, it ain't about that.
Shut up, dude.
It's all self-serving.
Yeah, it really is. Like, donate the money and feel good about yourself because you donated the money. Don't donate the money, post it, and have other people make you feel good. Like
the one trader that does that I do really appreciate, though, I will say this, is Bullshark, because he takes requests for charities.
I love Bullshark.
Yeah, he's the man.
And I also think he brings awareness to certain charity groups or certain organizations that I necessarily wouldn't have even thought to donate to. And I think that that's really helpful, and it's done for the right reasons. Whereas, somebody else is doing it to gain clout.
Yeah, Bullshark.
Like, I think it comes from a different place.
Yeah.
So like he donated to a Pitbull charity that I asked, like I requested, and that meant the world to me. So like that's something. If you're listening, thank you.
Your Pitbull is awesome, but
it just means.
I think people need to just just donate. I think like what you can do is you can donate a percentage of your profits every single month. Like I donate 10% of my profits to certain charities. I'm never going to post about it. I posted about it one time a while ago. I was challenging other people to donate too. I was like, everyone go try to donate blah, blah, blah percentage of your net account or whatever, or like your net profit. But I mean, I don't post any of it. Don't post it. I feel good about myself when I do it though. Like I'm like, damn, I feel good today. I'm going to go buy myself Taco Bell because I feel good. I did a good thing. Like that kind of random shit.
Treat myself to Taco Bell.
For real, that's what it is. Or like those random street tacos down the road that look like they're like from like a place that it would have like horrible food, but then it's so good. I'll do that. But like I feel good about myself, but it's I would feel like absolute trash if I had to go online and post it to feel good about myself.
Dude, that's a concept I never understood.
Self-serving.
Like this is actually the last thing I have to say. Like, what is a like or somebody telling you, like giving you positive affirmations, what does it do? Like, I don't know if it's just me or what, but like that never did anything for me. I don't care.
It means so much to some people, and I genuinely feel very bad for them.
Like it means the world to some people. Like some people, I just noticed their accounts get more and more clickbaity as the time goes on. Like it'll get more and more like screaming for likes.
I mean, the ones that are like, listen, I'll drop the watch list if you get 300 likes. Like, dude, just fucking post the thing.
Podcast that's gonna title "Listen to How Givvy Sexted a Celebrity."
Oh, it's for sure. We're gonna release a preview for this podcast, and it's gonna be literally Givvy, and it's gonna have like some like dramatic music, and it's gonna be like, they sent me a dick pic on Snapchat, and it's gonna be like edited to be perfect.
The Star Wars intro.
Yeah. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Givvy. He ate sushi with someone very famous.
Oh, that's so funny. Watch The Bachelorette with somebody else that's a rapper.
He did not send a dick pic, but the sushi man sent a dick pic.
Oh man, that's too funny. No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. We're gonna definitely have to have you on in the future again.
I would love to. I'm always down to answer questions, even if they're controversial, because I will always be myself and say things people don't like, because they don't like objectiveness.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah, they don't like the truth hurts. It's not nice.
It's an ego thing. It's such an ego thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
But you guys are awesome, and I appreciate both of you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
And, we got to golf soon. Golf.
Yeah, why? We need to golf.
Before we got on, he said I have to bring up golf. I just saw your eyes go, golf. Yes, golf.
Golf.
I love to golf and smoke and golf.
I don't golf. I suck at golf.
Smoking and golfing.
Do they have golf in Iowa?
Yes, they have fucking golf. What kind of question is that, Givvy?
Teddy gets shit on for Iowa stuff.
Yeah, that's like asking me, is the only thing you guys have there farms? No, we have other things, like Taco Bells and Casey's.
Did you know that Taco Bell has gift cards?
No.
Yeah, I got one for Christmas.
I've never eaten at Taco Bell.
What?
Never.
It's the best, like, high food, like, of all time. It's so good, man.
Better than Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And for $1, you can get something that's absolutely smacking, like with jalapeno sauce.
I heard it was horse meat.
Ooh, it might be, but I don't care.
I mean, it might be. It's delicious though. And you can get a big blue Mountain Dew.
I don't like soda.
Oh, the Baja Blast. You have to.
The Baja Blast are so good.
Teddy, we should try. So I've always said that I won't get sponsored by something, and I am going to. I've had offers and I've said no. I will make the exception for Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Please,
let's campaign
sponsor me
together.
Let's get sponsored by Taco Bell.
I'm trying
to
get. Me
and you can campaign. To Ant, you cannot. You've never eaten there.
Dude, I'm trying to get Yeti. Campaign. Yeti is a sponsor. That's what we need. Dude, Yeti.
That'd be pretty cool. Sick. But I want to get Taco Bell.
We should go on a hardcore Twitter campaign about
Do you
getting
want
Taco
to?
Bell.
I think if we tweeted at them every single day,
Day 1, and then day like 50, they'd finally be like, "Hey, can you shut up?" Or they'd be
if we
like,
give you some
"Hey,
shirts, will you stop?
Cease and desist.
I get the
They filed
fucking
cease and
they
desist.
hire Givvy to come to my knock on my door and say you're getting served papers, and it's just giving me.
Oh my god. Maybe I'll write them an official legal request letter. I don't know what that is. I made it up, but maybe I can.
They'd have to notice
finagle
that
one.
then.
That's funny.
Okay, I'll work on this. As soon as somebody sends me the picture of your butt, I'll get started.
Listen, you're gonna get it. Everybody has it.
They do have it, but I hope they don't send it, or I hope they tweet it.
If you're listening to this, just send it to her.
Okay, that's how we're gonna
All right.
close out. Thank you very much for coming on,
I'm going to
Givvy.
dinner. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.
Later.
Bye.
What's up, man? How's your trading been this week?
Dude, I gotta tell you, I mean, so we just were on Blaine's podcast, the Penny Lane Pod, and we were kind of talking about this on there. I don't really want to spoil anything in that episode, but we were just kind of talking about people that are complaining about this market. And it's either people that are too stubborn to change or people that like started in COVID and are now kind of clueless. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy this market. Options right now are extremely lucrative because we're seeing a lot of the same price action every single day. Big time flushes at open, kind of start to bounce back, break the downtrends across the board, and then we are able to play things both ways. So I'm not gonna lie, dude. I love it, and I think I think there's immense opportunity for people in this market, despite what people want to say. Like, yeah, okay, it's not a swing market, but you have to adapt. And I know you've been doing the same thing with your group. So
Yeah, I'm tired of not having swings. Like, I'm pissed off that I don't get to add stuff to my IRA and shit like that, and don't get to like do much with my swing account. But I mean, it's just how it is. Like, obviously, there's moments where I'm like, damn, I wish I could be swinging more, because swinging is so like kind of risk free, as in like stress free. Like, I can just kind of do it and then add and then walk away for a few hours, come back. I don't have to be sitting there looking. But there's a lot of people that are learning a ton in this market about options. So it's something that I think people can learn a ton from, just like you said. It's lucrative if you get going on the options and actually like start to learn them quick. But it's also a way to lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. If you're a kind of person who just is a perma bull and YOLO's calls, that kind of thing, you're going to get shit on. But I've just been playing a lot of puts, and it's been working really well. So there is a lot of opportunity to the bear side recently, which I think that's pretty cool. We get to try the other side because we were in such a bull market for so long.
yeah, I think it's important to go off what you just said about people are getting smoked too, trying to play options. That's the thing. Like, I mean, don't just jump into options because you think, okay, well, it's not a swing market, so I'm just going to start playing around with options. You need to, I mean, it's a different world. If you don't have the basics down and a basis of like how this actually works, you're gonna get screwed. And like I tell people in my group, listen, if you don't have a general like understanding of commons, I'll do everything in my power. Like, I've been putting lessons out for options and doing live streams and everything. But still, like, if you struggle with commons, I don't just jump into options. It's not that'll end horribly.
I gave kind of a TA lesson that I think is probably super pertinent to this market. I told people in my Discord, I'm actually going to pull it up and read from it. But what I said is if you can't do TA on the most common chart, a daily chart, and at least have some idea of what's going to happen, then there's no reason you shouldn't start there before you start going into options and go to the 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart. You need to start from the top, learn the daily patterns, learn all that kind of stuff, and then head your way down into the patterns that have a little less, because daily is the strongest. I don't use weekly or monthly, that kind of thing, but those are stronger. But daily has the strongest kind of psychological advantage because so many people use it. And a lot of times charts play out the way that you think they should on the daily, and large caps especially. So what I told people was just pull up the daily. I have Apple pulled up. What I did was pull up the chart, on TradingView. And then I recommend using well-known large caps that follow TA well, like Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Ford, Disney. And then just check all the indicators you're looking at. So I have like volume profile, supply demand, 20 MA, 9 EMA, 50 MA, 200 MA, Bollinger Bands, whatever you want to use though. And then just see what they're telling you. So on Apple, I saw that the decreasing volume on the sell-off tells me that selling pressure was getting exhausted and buying pressure came in. A sharp drop-off in the volume profile tells me that there'll be short-term resistance to fight for the current level, but then it will have an easier path once it breaks above. The stuff at the 20 MA shows me there's not enough buying power to currently break the commonly used resistance. And then the double bottom showed me we've established our support zone. And so then all I say is just, give yourself a prediction, draw out on the chart, like trend lines of where you think the stock is going to go. I usually do like 2 weeks into the future, maybe a week. So my prediction was we have a short pullback below the 20 MA, followed by a nice run to previous resistance. And then it will take a few days of consolidation to break into all-time highs, which I think will break with a larger candle, meaning a steeper rise. And then just wait a few weeks and see if your prediction is right, and do that with 5 or 10 tickers. And then once you've kind of realized you actually are figuring things out, then move to the hourly and then the 5 minute. And then we can talk about you moving to options using the 5 minute, because if you can't handle the daily and the hourly, there's no reason you should be on the 5 minute trying to play technicals.
Yeah. Like, something else to touch on that. It's kind of funny. We're recording this on Thursday. So yesterday, Wednesday, I put out a thread on Twitter about like time frame probability and how the higher the time frame, the more likely a scenario is to play out. And I used the Ford chart as an example for that. It was flagging on the daily, and it broke out very well today. But that's just something to go off the things you just mentioned. Like, if you can't find things on the daily, you shouldn't be looking at other time frames. You need to get comfortable with one, get good at recognizing different scenarios on the daily, and work your way down.
I agree. Top-down analysis, baby. I think people really underestimate the kind of amount of practice it takes to get good at TA. Like, I call that trial and error TA, what I just described, because I used to do that all the time. Like, I think probably like 3 years ago, I used to go through, I had a set of 25 tickers. I think that's too much now, but I had 25 of them. I'd do that every week. And then at the end of the week, I'd, look and see how I did. And for the first like month I did it, I would get like maybe like 5 out of the 25, right? And then the next month, it was like 7. And then next month it was like 10. And then I was like, oh man, if I can get this to like 15, then I'll be over 50%. I can move down to the hourly, but it took months. So if you start now, you might be good, by summer to move to the 5 minute, and then you can think about starting to learn about like premiums on options, that kind of stuff. But it's just a long-term game to get really good at TA, and you have to just get the feel. It's really just a feel game of adding all of the things together, like all the individual components, putting them together to just determine what is the most likely outcome.
Yeah, it's funny because, dude, all the people saying last year or whatever, or earlier this year, oh, TA doesn't matter. Yeah, well, they haven't said shit the past how many months.
TA is the only thing that matters right now.
You used to be able to throw shit at a wall and make money, and there were people that were like, yeah, I don't need TA. Okay. TA doesn't play out. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Talk to anybody that has a brain.
Yeah, dude, the thing is that's how everything is. Everything rotates in the stock market. Like, TA is really, really important right now, while fundamentals are not that important right now. No. It's going to rotate eventually. Fundamentals will be really important. TA will be less important. That's kind of what we were in the COVID market. More of it was just fundamentals were kind of important. TA wasn't as important.
Twitter was the most important.
News. What?
Twitter was the most important.
Twitter and news were the most important. So it's kind of like we're rotating, we're shifting. Things are going to shift back. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, that's why we keep saying this to people, is it's not a swing market. Like, okay, it doesn't matter like what we want. It doesn't matter if we want swings to be in. Swings aren't in. Dude, I saw somebody this week on Tuesday, because we had a strong close on Tuesday, like across the board. Oh, time for swings. Into CPI that was going to be presented Wednesday at 8:30 pre-market. Like some dude
Bing
with like
bong, that's an idiot.
Literally bing bong for real, because that's somebody that you should not be following. And it was somebody with like a ton of followers. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's just like when like whoever that was that said remove your stop losses.
Acosta, that dude should be no comment.
SEC enforcement. Come over here.
He worded it like, remove your stop losses. Tomorrow's going to be the biggest squeeze in the history of the stock market, and the day after was worse than that day.
I mean, that's just people who don't actually know how to trade.
And he would pump the biggest of garbage, like the most garbage penny stocks of all time.
He was like Stan. I know Stan did that, and BSS does that sometimes, but BSS is a good trader, but sometimes he just recycles stuff. Dude, I'm drinking. I got these.
I'm so jealous, dude. I could not
hard
find
sodas.
them.
Do you like soda, man? Because I don't like soda that much. But these are fucking fire.
Honest to God, dude, I couldn't tell you the last time I drank a soda. Like I never had like soda growing up or anything. So
this one is the best, dude. It's orange soda. This one is fucking amazing.
Is there a lot of sugar in them? Or are they
0? Wait,
really?
Yeah, they're 0. They taste like they're pumped full of aspartame, though. Let me see where it says 0. It says, 0 sugar, 100 calories each, 5% alcohol. They are fire, man. When I tell you they're the best seltzer I've had, like, they're legitimately the one that I don't even taste a bit of alcohol. Like, I know it's supposed to be beer under it, but whew.
Dude, I went and looked. I'm like, oh, I'm so hyped. I'm going to try these on stream with Teddy. Nope. Instead, I have my fucking chalice of wine because that's the only thing I had.
The chalice is back.
That's so, dude. It's always me that has everything, and you don't.
I know.
Have.
I finally got something. Us Iowa people got these hard sodas. The thing is I know that they sold out everywhere. Where like there's a lot of people who are on TikTok because TikTok like blew them up or something. Because I sent them to my friends and they were like, I saw those on TikTok. Everyone is saying buy them. So everywhere that's like TikTok is really popular. So like LA and stuff, they can't get any of these, but I'm in Iowa where all these old people live around me. There's no fucking young people.
Oh, dude.
So I go to this place and there's all the seltzers.
They're not drinking seltzers.
Yeah, bro.
They're drinking Busch Light and
they're drinking Busch Light and White Russians, bro.
Yeah, but they're not even refrigerating the Busch Light. They're drinking that shit warm right out of the box.
For real, dude. It's literally just like because I just moved and it's all old people now. It's nuts, but. Yeah, I get all the good alcohol because nobody buys any of the good stuff.
Yeah, they're not drinking seltzers. There's no shot.
This is definitely the best seltzer on the market, not named High Noon. Like High Noon is just class above. We've already discovered that. Yeah. But like out of like the Bud Light, White Claw, Trulies, this is definitely my favorite one so far. And this orange one is god tier. This orange one is so good.
Shout out to Blaine. Blaine loves White Claws. White Claws stink. Blaine, if you're listening to this, White Claws are terrible.
Blaine, I was trying to be nice to you on the podcast because we went on your podcast, and I loved every single second of it. But the only thing that I noticed that you said was you love White Claws, and I couldn't bring myself to on your own podcast say I fucking hate White Claws. I will not drink a single White Claw. Like you could offer me a White Claw and say $100 to drink a White Claw, and I would literally not take it because it's so bad.
Dude, the thing with those is, one, I don't think the flavor's that great, and two, dude, you know they're not great when like it's a very strong alcohol flavor. Like it's very strong. Alcohol. Dude, yeah. If you've ever drank a warm White Claw, you'll never want to drink one again, bro.
Oh, dude, have you ever had one of those White Claw surges?
Oh, the ones that are like
higher alcohol,
horrible,
man. It literally
horrible. Tastes like a Four Loko. Yep, bro. I mean, we didn't rehearse that.
We did not rehearse that.
Yeah.
Although I texted him, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, they really do. I drank one when I was golfing once. I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah, dude. White Claws are just the worst. But Blaine, I'm really sorry I didn't have the guts to say that on your own podcast.
I think she's a Georgia fan, right? Didn't they just win the?
Yeah, dude. I bet on Alabama too. I put some fucking moolah on Alabama like plus 120, and they looked so good in the first half, but then their youth kind of fucked them in the second half.
I haven't watched a college football game. I don't even remember. I could never get into it, dude. I don't know.
Dude, the Steelers are in the playoffs.
Oh, that's my nuts. God, dude.
You're a Steelers fan, and they're in the playoffs.
Here's the thing, though. Shout out to my friend Dustin. My friend Dustin is the most delusional Steelers fan all year, but I got to give him credit. All year, dude. He's like, listen, we're going to make the playoffs. He went to like 3 games, like diehard Steelers fan. He's like, dude, listen, we have a chance. He keeps going, listen, every year we win the Super Bowl, it's a wild card. he keeps telling me this. I'm like, Dustin, we're so bad.
Dude, did you see Big Ben's interview where Big Ben was like, "Yeah, we probably shouldn't be here."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, my friend, he sent it to me, and I'm like,
dude, the Chargers should definitely be in over you guys.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because I don't know if you watched. So what they needed to happen was the Jaguars to be the Colts and then not to tie. And me and my friend Dustin, I was sitting here with him until like 1 a.m. and it went into overtime. And with 2 seconds left, they kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
But did you see, bro? They interviewed the Raiders coach. He was like, "Yeah, to be honest, once we had the ball at the 50, there was like 30 seconds left." He's like, "To be honest, we were just he's like, to be honest, we were probably just gonna run the clock out to tie."
Yeah, like, I know. And the Steelers would have, dude, that was one of the best games of all time, though. Like, that was literally top 5 games of all time. That Chargers-Raiders game, that was so good, man.
Yeah.
Herbert was on a fucking level there. He's so good. Herbert is, he's probably one of the best young quarterbacks. He might be better than, I hate to say this on live camera, but he might be better than Mahomes now.
Ooh.
That's a hot take.
See, I don't know because how old's Mahomes? 20-something? He's 20-something.
24, 25?
Yeah, but that's the thing, dude. Like, he's already won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. Like, I don't know. That's what MVP. It's hard to...
He is 26, Mahomes is. The thing with Mahomes is I think he achieved so much quick that people don't realize he's still really raw. Like, he made so many good plays and so many crazy things. He's really, really good at football. Like, he's a top 5 quarterback, like, regardless. This, like, obviously current. I think Herbert might be getting more refined quicker now. Like, I think he's more suitable to the NFL in his team now than Mahomes is now.
He also doesn't have a brother like Patrick Mahomes.
Jackson. Dude, I hate that kid, man. I see his
little
TikTok
disrespectful.
Sometimes.
I mean,
he's a little fuck, dude. He always just does his little dancing with like his like smoldering looks, and like I'm just like, literally fuck off,
dude.
Kid.
He wants to be like noticed. I bet it's like one of those things like, damn, my brother's so popular, like give me some attention.
Yeah, and then
like, bro, just relax, just let your brother be great and stop embarrassing him. Like,
bro, just go to the games and sit in the fucking box like the normal family does. Don't go on the field and dance and make all these stupid videos. No one wants to see them.
Did you see? I shouldn't even say this on here. Did you see the Kodak Black thing?
No, what happened?
All right, how do I word this so I can say it correctly?
Should I just Google real quick?
Go on Twitter right now and look up Kodak Black. I'm not going to say a word.
All right, I'm going right now. I'm pulling up Twitter.
And we can get your reaction. If anyone's listening to this and you know what I'm talking about.
Kodak Black. Something went wrong.
Yeah, go to Twitter and look at videos.
My Twitter is not loading at the moment. Let me pull out my phone.
Yeah, look at it on your phone.
I sure hope. This is school appropriate, Ant.
It's not.
You know me. Kodak
It's
Black.
not appropriate at all. Is it him at the hockey game?
Oh, he's getting cheeks. Oh my god.
Bro, he said I'm pretty sure they're, doing what I
think his wiener's out.
Yeah, dude. You know what he said? I think he said he thought the suite was tinted because he was wearing sunglasses.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, at a hockey game. They introduced him all this jazz before the game, gave him a suite.
I straight up think this motherfucker is...
Yeah, I think he's doing that.
Oh, dude, listen to this tweet. I spoke to a few team representatives from the Panthers, and apparently the young lady in Kodak's box lost a contact lens. He was kind enough to help her look for it.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, he's straight up fucking going, oh my god, there's a POV. What is going on here, bro? There's one from like a foot away.
Dude, look at the people below him. Just cheering the hockey team on.
Oh my goodness, dude. Why is there a video of like 1 foot away? I'm just gonna show a still frame. I don't want to like be showing porn on here, but like it's literally right there. Like
yeah, dude. Like he is just doing his own thing.
He does not give a shit. He said, "I'm gonna get mine at the hockey game."
Oh, dude, crap. In the suite, like I mean, come on, bro.
Kind of a fucking G move, though, if we're being honest. If I had a suite at a hockey game, I'd think about it. But I mean, I wouldn't be wearing sunglasses inside, so I'd probably realize everyone could see me.
It wasn't tinted, yeah.
There isn't even like glass around it. It looks like it's just like wide open.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I'm not
Kodak.
even surprised. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I kind of think Kodak's a good rapper, though. I'm not gonna lie.
He has
some of
good
his music is
songs.
bangers. Some of it sucks, though. Some of it he's just like, but some of it he fucking slaps.
Dude, I saw like an interview with him the other day. I think he's on like some pretty hard drugs. Like, I hope he's not, but like.
How old is he? Is he full for 27 yet? Let's find out. Because I hate to say it, but that's when everyone fucking dies. Oh, shit. He's 24. Yeah, he's 24. Doesn't all the fucking good music people die at 27 or something?
Bro, that's a crazy story. Like, all my favorite artists, like Mac Miller, Pop Smoke.
They all die,
X,
man.
Juice WRLD. Like, dude. Really?
Let's talk about that for a second. Let me Google it. Curse of the 27, the Forever 27. That's sad. They call it the Forever 27 Club.
See, Pop Smoke he was only like 19, 20, I think.
Dude, his songs are so good.
Pop
we literally
Smoke.
missed out on some crazy. Isn't he New York?
He was from New York, yeah.
I think he is. But yeah, dude, there's so many good artists that died at 27. Like, man,
Yeah.
I remember. Did X die at 27? And did Mac both? Did he die at
No,
27?
there's no way. X was young, bro. I remember.
He was really young.
I remember this is when I was doing photography full time. I was at a shoot, and I remember getting done with it like vividly. This was a while ago, and I'm looking at my phone, and dude, somebody posted a video on Twitter of him laying dead in the car. I'm like, man, I didn't want to.
I saw that too, man. That was fucking horrible. That was sad as fuck because he was like just like I remember he got famous and everyone like hated him, and then everyone started to like turn and be like, wow, this dude's music.
He was like trying to like better his life and stuff.
Yeah, he was for real trying to get better, and then he got fucking shot. I remember seeing that video too. That was
sad.
Yeah, it was so sad. All right, let's move on. We gotta do bullish versus bullshit. We got a few good things this week. Let's start off with QQQ. I'm gonna pull up the chart, but I can already tell you that I really dislike this chart. Because it's the 20 MA just crossed below the 50 MA. It's just lower lows is kind of the trend. It's diverging, like it's getting wider, the ranges, and usually that means a negative move down. It looks like we might need to test 370 again. That's kind of a volume shelf on the profile.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think it's like technically this is bullshit to me. Knowing that it's QQQ makes me want to say bullish, as in like it's QQQ, it doesn't go down. But like I can't just pull enough out of me to say bullish, so I'm just gonna say bullshit. I think
If I'm pulling my RSI correctly, I actually just did a lesson on RSI divergence and convergence. If I'm pulling my RSI correctly on this, it has a bit to go until we kind of bottom out.
yeah.
This is a really good vehicle that I know a lot of people in my Discord have been playing, QQQ. I know Dr. Bullshark was talking about how he loves QQQ. It's a very good trading vehicle, but if we're just looking at the chart, it looks pretty horrible, to be honest.
It looks really bad, man.
Yeah. Thing with this is I would look for 380. If 380 doesn't hold, then I'm not seeing much. Maybe like 377, you get a little relief bounce. Just depends though. Like I keep saying, like, dude, I have no bias going into each day. Like literally, I don't. I mean, yeah, the chart looks horrible, but I don't know.
I think this one, it has, if you go look like further back on the daily, maybe like it has this trend that it's higher lowing upwards. And I mean, it just bounced off of that when it bounced. When was that? What day is that? The 10th of January. So 3 days ago.
Yeah.
It just bounced there. So like it's very possible that it like keeps going, but it just looks so bad. Like the chart just looks so bad on the daily. This pullback is not like the other pullbacks. The other pullbacks are are more of like flag situations where it's tightening. This one is getting wider. I just don't like it. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I don't really um yeah, I don't really go into every day like thinking big picture. I go into it looking for 5-minute setups, but
It's
I
the
would say
beauty,
bullshit.
dude, of being able to like chart things both ways and having a trigger to play both ways. I mean, you quite literally just have to be patient and see what the price action's telling you, what it's looking like.
For sure.
Also, a little tip is the first 30 minutes of the market have been wild.
Don't fuck with it.
Lately, yeah, like I know there's like I'll trade the open sometimes very like super light. But if you are patient, you wait out the first 30 minutes, first 20 minutes, you get a clear direction a lot of these times.
Yeah. I say trade from my rules are trade from 9 to 11 in the mornings, which that's my time, so it's a little different.
So that's 10 Eastern.
Yeah, 10 you guys. So I don't fuck with the first 30 minutes, and I like hold myself straight up like to those rules. So I will not touch the first 30 minutes.
There was something today that quite literally in the first minute hit my call trigger and then retraced all the way down and almost hit my put trigger. Like
that's how it is in the
come
first
on,
30
like
minutes.
that's a thing. If you're not waiting for any kind of confirmation, even if you're trading the open, you're gonna get screwed. It's gonna catch up to you.
And just if you need, like, if you're a trader who's trading options right now, all you need to go do is watch SPY and QQQ the first 30 minutes, and that'll make you run away from those first 30 minutes. Like those things just go pew, pew,
yeah,
pew,
it's
pew.
yeah.
And if you know how to play it, you can make money. But I just choose not to deal with all that BS, like all that just noise.
I just call it a coin flip trade. Like it's quite literally a coin flip. If you're not going off anything other than okay, I mean, we see a big green candle out open, or okay, we see a big red candle out open. It's something I put in my group. I put like a report cards section where people can like reflect, and a lot of issues that I'm seeing are the same thing. Like, why did I take this trade? I had no plan. I just grabbed something at open, and I'm like, and I do live streams every day. I'm like, yeah, listen, that's it. You're saying it out loud. It helps. You see all these other people. Like, and I'll have people type it up. They'll be like, okay, now I'm realizing what I did as I typed this. Like, good. That's the point. That's the point. You're understanding, okay, tomorrow I'm not trading the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, you got to get those rules. Like, you have to slowly just establish them for yourself.
This is what it is, dude. People feel like, okay, I've been up 2 hours pre-market. Got to trade once the bell rings. I don't want to miss a move. You're not going to miss a move.
Yeah, you're not. That's the thing. You're seriously not going to miss a move.
You may miss. There's things that run right at open, and they just continue to run, make higher highs, higher lows, and they run. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Like,
you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be all right.
That's why you pick 2 to 3. I always say 2 to 3 solid targets a day. You don't want 10 things. If you got 10 things you're watching, you're gonna miss every move. You can't possibly watch that many things. 2 to 3 solid things. Execute. If you miss one, go on to the other.
For real. All right, we got DWAC, the Trump train, the big old. I don't even know. Is this supposed to be his social media platform? Is that what it is?
DWAC, yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think so. It's a SPAC right now. It's trading 7 times over the NAV, NAV, whatever you say. But it is Trump, and the amount of freaking pull he has in the market is nuts. I don't know has there ever been someone with as much pull in the market as Trump? Elon, maybe?
Elon, yeah. I mean, whenever Powell speaks,
Powell, yeah.
I mean, every single time he speaks.
Trump is just,
yeah.
He's just bred different when it comes to the market. But dude, I think I'm honestly going bullish on this. I'm looking at the 4-hour right now, and I really like it how it's setting up. If you look at its previous highs, it had resistance at $65, and on the 4-hour, it's like broken that, and now it's coming down to test it again, and it seems like it's holding it as of right now. This is Thursday, the 13th. So if within the next day it breaks through 65, then I would obviously be more bearish, but. Right now, I'm saying bullish. I really like it with this. It's kind of flagging out on the 4-hour too. It's pretty nice. I would maybe I'll even scoop some before the bell ends and just hold it overnight, see what happens. But this is actually a really nice chart.
If I'm looking at the daily, it almost double topped today from the 30th of October. And we saw a pretty hard rejection. It was about 20-30 cents off that level from October, but you see a pretty decent sized rejection. Yeah, like you said, I mean, I'd have a lot more confidence if it closed above 70.
Yeah.
But no, I it's hard, man. I'd like to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't. This is one of those times where I'm kind of neutral on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me, looking at the daily looks kind of ugly. I'd have to break it down. I mean, to be honest, I probably won't take that trade. But if I was going to, I'd want to see another 4-hour candle close somewhere like above. Let me see, where's my kind of key level? Above 68, I'd like, and then I would like for a push to 70. And then I would want to see it hold above 70 because that would kind of break out of this 4-hour flag that we're in right now. But I mean, it's above the key level I have mapped out is like 66.70 back from the 8th of December. But if it stays above that, I'm pretty bullish on it. It just needs to break above. Yeah, 70 is going to be the hardest level that it has to pass. But yeah, I like it. I mean, for now, I like it. We'll see what I think maybe at the end of Givvy's interview, because we're interviewing her right after this. Maybe I'll have different opinions when the market closes.
Yeah, dude. The thing with I legitimately haven't overnighted something in a long time either. Like,
same.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like I said. I just go into each day with no bias. It's so hard for me right now to have any confidence in overnighting anything.
Yeah, I don't. I literally just do not have any confidence in anything at all. Like I choose not to deal with any overnights because when it seems like I wake up the next morning and it's lower for some reason, even if there's a catalyst, it'll just pop lower.
Did you see the PIK thing?
I heard, I saw the name, but I don't know what happened. What was it?
I mean, I don't know what happened, but I don't know what actually happened, but apparently a children's clothing line that was like a sub 1 mil float for some reason just started going. Children's clothing.
So, I mean, I see it's an IPO. Is that what it is? Is a
Kid Pick Corporation? So we're assuming it's clothing or something, maybe.
We're assuming that someone made it do this move from 470 to 775.
Yeah, I mean, it's
possibly highly likely that something.
I just don't know why a children's clothing sub 1 mil float.
And dude, look at that massive dip before too. It had a nice knife, and then all of a sudden, whoop, sucked back up. Yeah. Massive volume too.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
That's a nice doji candle there on the yesterday though.
Yeah, no comment.
All right, our last one is AMC. I think we might have talked about this one last week or a week before, but we got more to talk about with the CEO selling even more of his shares. I think he sold everything he had possible. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just saw that on Twitter and it was someone kidding. But dude, I'm convinced this one is going to straight 15. It's going to just rock it down.
If it falls under 20, bro, it's rest in peace.
Yeah. And I mean, it looks like we are going to do it here within the next week. I'm tempted to swing puts. Yeah, dude, I'm super tempted to swing puts. Something kind of out of the money, but not too far, 20 puts.
Let me look at
swing
the
them for
shelf on this.
Yeah, dude, the volume shelf is so nice. It's literally just cleared all the way down to 15. It's so clear. And it looks like it's been testing. It's been testing this 21.30 level. It tested $20.80 once. It wants to go. It wants to go down. And then there's literally nothing stopping it on the volume profile.
The last line of hope is 20.
20. Yep, that psych level.
If not, you have a huge gap down to 15.
And I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we got a death cross.
I don't. I hope it dies. I hope this thing dies and never comes back.
So I'm the bearer of good news for you. We got a death cross that happened on the 6th of January. If anyone knows what the death cross is, it's the 50 MA crossing below the 200. Dude, it's going. It has to. Everything is indicating it's going down. I'm really tempted to swing some puts. That might be my first swing in a while, is puts, because I mean, puts have been the only thing paying short term.
Let me do this. Shout out to Unusual Whales, who I partnered with.
We're trying to get him to partner the podcast too.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I use your platform every day. Let me look at the flow.
Let's see. I bet it's negative as fuck. I just can't stop looking at how absolutely horrible this chart looks. Just it's going. It has to go down. But then again, it's AMC. AMC can do crazy stuff.
For next week, minimum premiums of 5K, extremely bearish. Minimum premiums of 15, extremely bearish. This is where it gets interesting. Minimum premiums of 30K, which I like to focus on 15 and 30K premiums because essentially you want to see what bigger money is playing with. It is extremely bearish, like 75% bearish. So, and the most popular strike is the 23.
What's
23 across the board?
23. Dude,
that's
a textbook
next
setup.
Week.
I would probably go 3 weeks out probably.
To be safe.
That's what I would probably do. Yeah, just so I don't get crushed. Dude, this is the most textbook bearish setup that I've seen in a while. Like,
yeah,
there was even a bit of a bear flag on the daily. I mean, it's not beautiful, but it was a bear flag. It's breaking down today. This thing is going. This thing is going bye-bye.
I can't wait. And I hate to say that, dude. Like, I know there's people that are affected by this, but like, when you have so many arrogant people that don't know what they're talking about, trying to tell people that know what they're talking about how to like make money and certain things, like that's kind of when it gets for me. Like, at this point, I don't care.
The whole AMC GME thing was really fun for like 2 days, and then I got really tired of seeing like, just put your money in YOLO and you'll make money. That's not how the stock market works.
Hold the line. Okay.
That's not how it works, man. Like, this shit is going down. I'm ready for this to go down, bro. It's literally gonna go to 15 within 3 weeks, guaranteed.
This actually may be on my watch list for next week.
It's definitely gonna be on mine. I think it's been on mine for a while.
It has been.
I played it so many times, like negatively. Like I played it, like puts so many fucking times. I know I played it calls. The only time I played it calls was back on the 21st of December. I played it
when it was
because it had an inverse head and shoulders. No, it had like an inverse head and shoulders, and then I just played it, and then it broke 30 and went to like 31 or 32, and I fucking sold it. But yeah, it is what it is, man. This thing is going down. I'm sorry if you're an AMC ape. I'm a bullshit on this, and I'm probably gonna play it myself.
Yeah, Teddy's sorry, but I'm really not. Yeah, I'm to be honest. If you're still holding this, I don't know. I really have no advice.
Don't. That's my advice. Don't.
Yeah, don't ever do something like that again. To be honest,
don't hold the line any longer. Cut the line.
What percent did it go at one point? 2,000.
Let me go look. Yeah, I mean, it started at like $2, $2.10, and then ran all the way to $70.
So 3,000 some percent.
Yeah. I'm not good at math, so I'll just let you handle that. But yeah, whatever you say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, after $20, this bad boy is this thing is sliding down easy. Quick and easy. Yeah, that's kind of textbook. I know we wanted to talk about our trades that we've been doing lately because people really wanted to see us review our own trades. So I'm going to talk about one of my losses from today. I took 2 losses. I had 4 wins from today. Pretty easy. Pretty easy day to honestly review, and pretty easy trade to review. I'm going to look at it right now so I can pull it up. All right, yeah. So I'm on the SPY 5-minute from the 13th of January. On TradingView, my timing is it says 1550 to right around 17 is what it says for my timing. That's the time frame I'm looking at. And so what I traded here was I saw that it had kind of a key level. The VWAP was right at like 471. 471 was the level it needed to get over, and it had been down around like 469.50. So it double bottomed there at 469.50, and then it popped above VWAP at 471, and it was sitting right around 471.30. So then I wanted to wait for confirmation, and it came down and it bounced right above VWAP again. It tested it and bounced up. So I figured at that point it was like flagging out. So if you can see, it says on TradingView, it says 1640 on the 13th of January. That's the candle I'm looking at right now. It kind of flags out. So it had a green candle, and then it flagged and it tested that 471 level. And I thought, all right, this is a pretty solid area to scale into calls. So I scaled into calls. I took a starter, and then the next candle, it tested 471 again. So then I took my second leg, and then the next candle is a really nice hammer candle. So I added even more on the dip. It came all the way back up, and then it tested 471, broke it again. Really nice hammer candle. It closed above VWAP, so I took more calls, and that was my third leg. And then at that point, it was 3 candles. They were decreasing volume until that hammer candle. And so I thought we were about to break out of this little flag, and I thought we were about to, start uptrending again. And then it knifed out of absolutely nowhere below VWAP, and then just absolutely crushed me all the way down to 470. And I took my calls were pretty averaged in well, and I had a stop loss in place. So it was like -8%, nothing crazy. But the only thing I can really think of was the volume profile was a bit off. The hammer candle, I should have known. I thought that what that hammer candle was telling me was that bulls stepped up really nicely. And I thought it was like them kind of pulling their dicks out and being like, hey, we're not going below VWAP. We're holding above VWAP. So I was convinced that meant that they were going to hold VWAP and move upwards. But I think what really got me was time of day.
What time was this at?
So this was for you, it would have been noon. So this was right around lunchtime. Like it was right before lunchtime. It's right at the end of my trading rules time. It's like, I think it would have been like 11:30 to 12 was when this trade was going on for me. Or for you, I mean. So this was like, I usually trade from 9 to 11 for me. And it would have been 10 to 12 for anyone who's in Eastern time. That's my trading zone. But it was right at the end of that time frame. So it's right when I'm trying to pack up and be done. And so I tried to take this trade. And that's the only reason I can really think of why it failed, because that hammer candle is really, really nice. And then I think market sentiment just kind of
on the 5-minute.
Yep, 5-minute. Right on that.
Yeah, I see it. I think I know why.
Why?
So, do you use a 15-minute? Yeah.
I do occasionally.
So I use this inside bar indicator, which you might like actually. It shows green or red inside bars, and looking at the 5 and 15, they both have inside bars, red inside bars, and that's right when it flushed. So that could be why.
Oh, you mean wait. Explain that a bit more.
Okay, so you're talking. I see it. It's like 11:45-ish.
Yep. Yeah.
Let me go back. So at like 11:45, 11:50 on the 5, you have a red inside bar. And then on the 15 as well, you have a red inside bar. So that's kind of indicative of, okay, price action's not really in your favor. Price may retrace a bit. And the problem with that is the 9 was sitting right under. You're kind of flirting with the 9, and I think that rejection at the 9 really.
So it was the inside bar that fucked me.
Yeah, dude,
I don't use inside bar all that much,
so
so I need
useful.
to work on it then. Yeah, we want to thank you guys for tuning into episode 6 with Givvy. Give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Shoot us a review on Spotify and Apple Music. Any interaction really helps us. But thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys.
My opposition wish I'd stop smiling. My family wish I'd stop wildin'. I'm still on the east side smoking with my OG. Cause they the only ones that really know me. I was fucking superstars when I was 19.